Good evening, YouTube world. I'm your host, Paul Italia, and welcome to the Arm Wrestling Buzz episode 71. We got the Arm Wrestling Buzz crew in the house. We got Matt Hollywood Conley flexing those guns off.
Jeez.
And we got tonight's special guest. We all know them as the guys throwing knuckles up events, Will and Chris from the High Five Arm Wrestling Club out of New Jersey. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Great. No complaints.
Yeah, happy to be on as always.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, we all know two weekends ago, these guys threw an epic event, Knuckles Up 4. And I got the course I was at this one. I haven't missed one yet. What a great experience. Just total, fun weekend and connecting with everybody in the arm wrestling community. Couldn't believe how many people showed up in person. The energy was just amazing and all. So I kind of want to just get your guys' perspective of everything and kind of hear all the behind the scene news and, what was going on with, that we couldn't see and all. But before we get into that, I just want to shout out to everybody in the chat. We got the regulars in the house. We got Drew in the house, Atlantis, Tall Paul, Ryan, Guy. We got the 98, Meta. We got all the regulars. Love it. We got Sir Yak in the house. What's up, fellas? Josh Berger's here as well. What's going on, guys? Dakota, how you doing? Dakota, Canada representing. Murdoch, thank you guys for all tuning in. We got a great show set up for tonight. So my first question is, I want a brief recap of Knuckles Up 4 from your guys' perspective of event organizers. What went on behind the scenes? What did we miss?
Okay. Where do we start on this one, Chris? Well, it all started many eons ago.
Honestly, I think leading up to it, it's always like super stressful, but it's like a good stressful, right? It's a combination of all the hard work of months of, working as a team internally, as well as people like yourself helping us get to the finish line. So the day of is always like a whirlwind, and it's cool to see because we're all so excited, right? We put the matches together, but we don't know what's going to happen. So, you have matches like Toulier and James, so like fireworks, right? And then you have crazy upsets where like Toshi, does stuff to Mate that I didn't see coming either. Then I always catch like the 1-2 liners that you have from like the audience, like telling Robbie Russell his dreams are coming true. I'm like, man, it's like a movie. This is awesome. You can't make it up. So yeah. It's great.
Well, I want to first start off because I want to see like when did the first group arrive, because I seen they got there pretty early in the week and all, and I seen you guys had like a limo bus going around picking everybody up, which that was a really cool idea and all. I thought that was cool. So start us off with that. Who came in first?
So we had, I believe it was Wednesday night was our first.
Mm-hmm. So what we usually try to do in terms of picking up athletes is we understand that a lot of people are coming from very far overseas, literally on the other side of the planet. So we kind of understand, like, if you're taking excess of like 12, 18-hour flights, we'll try to get you in on that Wednesday. So you have at least a full day to kind of get acclimated. Everyone that's more domestic or a little bit closer from like just across the pond will have you coming on Thursday. So first people in was the Bulgarians came in. I think Toshi also came in that time. Who else was in that Wednesday? I think it might have been it, like the main people from overseas.
Do me a favor, Chris, just because we got a little chat from here. Chris, go to your settings. Are we coming through our mics or are we coming through the computer microphone?
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys are coming in a little low.
There we go. Oh wait, that's that audio. That would be it. There we go. We got to hit the other one. That's you got to keep going to the roadcaster.
Cool. Is that better?
Oh my God, night and day, so much better, guys.
The sexy, we are back. Okay. All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks. Shout out to the head of our production team. How coincidental is that?
Nice.
He's the one. Joe Sandell just shot me a text. Hey guys, your audio doesn't sound right. So thank you, Joe. But yeah, as Chris was saying.
Yeah. Oh, we picked up all the Australians too. How could I forget?
Yes.
Bowen and what they call Mario came in and Mate came in. So yeah, we were pretty much full force on that Wednesday, and Slav did an amazing job. He's our editor that kind of documented everything for us as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they came in on Wednesday, right?
Yep. And then Thursday was pretty much everyone else. That's when Craig rolled in.
Yep, that's when we had everybody
Shark
come in,
yep.
and it was cool. Like we had, one of our also part of our marketing team is Slav, and he filmed all those cool interactions of us picking up the athletes and all that type of stuff. It was really cool. We always get excited, right? Like one of the things I don't want to say pride ourselves on, but also really enjoy is being like the first ones to meet the athletes. Like every time we get to the airport, we get to see them, we embrace them. We get a little snack bag for them, because they just traveled how many hours. But it's so much fun because they're so excited. Yeah. And that's basically how it starts. And then it's all ships a go. Like once all the athletes hit the ground, it's just go, 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 go.
Yeah, especially on that Friday. That's when we have like our full-blown like media day. We get
you froze up for a second. We lost you right there.
Oh, hopefully they come back in a second.
Yeah, they're frozen right now. Look at Will's face on there.
That's always the worst when you get frozen, but then you get frozen with a weird face.
Now Ryan Gronin's taking screenshots right now, and that'll be on his next show. I see he got you on your guys' podcast. He did. Yeah, we lost them totally. So we're waiting for them to come sign back in and all. So I could fill us in on my perspective of that Friday until they get back. And Friday was an amazing day. They had that night over in the lobby in the hotel was kind of like a buffet setup, and all the athletes and even some of the fans, we were all there, and everybody was just kind of kicking it and having a good time. It was nice and relaxed. There was like all different groups. You had the Bulgarians in one section over there, and all the locals in another one. You had the High Five crew there. We had I think like one or two tables set up. Not much pulling going on Friday. There was a little though. There was a couple of guys definitely on the table and pulling. But what I had a great time was then after, everybody kind of just, not the athletes, but all the fans just hanging out. We had like drinks on the terrace, and, we were just sitting right outside the hotel. It was like outside the lobby. They had like a little terrace set up, and it was pretty cool. And it was probably about like 30 of us out there, and everybody was just kind of sharing stories and all. And I actually went on the 98 podcast then. They were up and running. So, I kind of was keeping everybody in the 98 filled in and all. That was pretty cool. And, so everybody that would walk by me would realize I was live on a podcast. So, they would come and say hello. And, it was really, really nice with that. And then I guess it was around like 11 p.m. I went up to the room, and I stayed on the podcast the whole time and all. And I'm up in the room. And then I think around like 12:31, my boy comes walking in, one of my guys that I grew up with, and he comes in and he has a pizza or whatever. So I'm watching him as I'm on the podcast talking and everything, and next thing I know, he's just staring at the ceiling, and I'm like, what is he doing? And all of a sudden I start seeing his head spinning. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You all right? Well, he turns around to me and his eyes are crossed. Well, now I just found out he drank a bottle of Jameson down there with a couple of the guys and all. I didn't know they broke out a bottle and, they were doing shots and all. So I'm like, bro, are you drunk right now? He's like, oh, no, I'm not drunk. And I was just like, oh, my God. I was like, I see the party's begun. Well, with that, the fire alarm starts blaring in a room as I'm on the podcast. So my gut feeling, I'm like, Nanya has entered the building. And he is playing games with me right now. So I go running out into the hallway because, this thing is screaming. It's messing up the whole, the podcast. And everybody's like, what is going on? I'm like, Nanya has stepped in the building. And so everybody's laughing on that. I go out into the hallway, and there's a guy, the maintenance guy, running down the hallway. Now, everybody's got their head out looking like to see what they should do. And he's yelling, everybody go back in your room. But he's like frantic. And I'm like, why is this guy so frantic if there's nothing going on and all that? So, I'm like, I want to go downstairs now. I want to go see what's going on, because I'm figuring like, the whole building is clearing out, and, I'm sure a lot of the arm wrestlers are going to be out there. So my boy's like, and it's so loud in the room with the alarm. So now I'm like, yo, come on, let's go for a walk. Now this dude is stumbling all over the place and everything. We can't go down the elevator because they shut it off like normal. So we go downstairs. With that, bro, I'm telling you, the whole front of the building, there's about 10 fire trucks. 20 cop cars. There is lights everywhere. So I'm like, oh, this is just hilarious. So now everybody on the podcast is like watching, and I'm going up to the firemen, I'm going up to the police, and I'm like, tell me it's somebody that has a super match tomorrow and they're trying to get out of it. So now they realize I'm on live on a podcast, and they're putting everything together. There's an arm wrestling event and all. So the cops are dying laughing. They're like, no, everything's good. As long as you're not on the 5th floor. Now that's the floor I'm staying on. So I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, yeah, somebody tried cooking in their room and, set off all the alarms and all. I'm like, well, Nanya's on the 5th floor, staying on my floor or whatever. So, it was just funny. So then some of the people that were at the event, they didn't leave their room. They were just, too tired or whatever, but they're watching me on the podcast and they see me running around outside on this podcast. So next thing, let me. What's up, guys? Yeah, so we lost you for a minute, but don't worry, I'm catching everybody up. I'm at the fire alarm right now as we're running outside on Friday night, just explaining like what went on and how I thought Nanya was in the building and he was pulling his shit again with the fire alarm, and I'm telling about how I'm interviewing the cops and the fire department on the 98 podcast. So, but I want to kind of rewind now. I want to get back to where you guys are Friday night, with the buffet and. Kind of like what went on with the rules and all that kind of stuff. Just fill us in. And I probably missed a lot of stuff that was going on there as well.
Okay. Can you hear us?
Hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. All right. Jeez. Technical difficulty. Sorry, Joe. He's texting me like we're an idiot, but it's okay. All right. So where were we? So
Friday.
Friday, media day. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So media day is crazy. We obviously, as Chris was saying, we take photos of all the guys. We do videos of everybody. As you can see in our YouTube now, they had little messages to their opponents. That's in the YouTube videos of the matches, and more of those will be released starting tomorrow and the rest of the week. And then Friday night, it's basically like our time to just rally everybody up, get them excited, because start Saturday morning, it's going to go crazy. But right before all that happens, obviously 5 p.m., we have our press conference, right? And there was a little change of venue this time. We were in the Barrymore on the stage, which was really cool. We had the big video wall up and everything. And it was a ton of fun. And Paul, you were at the press conference, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was there in person. That was great to see, firsthand and all. And just the setup was just amazing, man. I really liked how you guys did it on stage and, with the lighting and the production. I thought that was amazing. But kind of fill us in. What stood out? Like, who stood out during the press conference to you guys?
Oh. That's a good question. It's interesting because since we have international athletes, a lot of them have translators with them and stuff like that. But there's always usually a character that sticks out. Like I remember on the last card, I think it was 2 cards ago, Beck Sung Yul was like, "I never heard of Ryan Bowen," which was a comment. Yeah. But for me at least, and Chris, I'll obviously would love to hear your opinion too. One of the athletes in general that just stuck out to me, even though he didn't win his match, was Monterengi Hedemorris, because he's such a larger human being, but he's the quietest, sweetest gentleman, like out of everybody. He was just like, you're like, there's an atomic bomb inside of him, but on the outside, he's like sunshine and rainbows. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I'd say for me, again, like we talked to them months leading up to this, but a lot of time we've never met them in person. So getting to meet like the whole Bulgarian crew, right? And, like that was kind of a cool twist where, like, again, we don't know some of this is going to happen until last second, but they kind of just told us a few minutes before the press conference, like, hey, we have a gift for you. And I was like, what are you even talking about? You know what I mean? And it was really cool. So like now we have like a t-shirt from their like team or whatever that they have in Bulgaria. Which again, it doesn't seem like a lot, but we also got one from KAF, the Korean Federation. Getting stuff like that really means a lot to us because it shows like the world isn't as big as you think it is. You know what I mean? There's just teams like that out there that, those small gifts are really like huge.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild, but it was such a fun time. Like obviously I will selfishly say I was slightly starstruck and super happy to have a man from World's Strongest Man, Lawrence Shawley, as one of our commentators. By the way, for the first time, because as you guys know, Chris and I, like, we don't stop, right? So we actually haven't sat down and watched the pay-per-view yet. We've watched a lot of the YouTube clips and stuff like that, but just hearing his commentary, I thought was fantastic. He brought a whole fresh new level, something totally different, a new flavor, right? Him and Jake, I think, were absolutely awesome. And of course, Don, you'll see him soon at the post-match interviews, which will be up on our YouTube Premium as well. Yeah, but that press conference was awesome. Best one we ever had for sure.
I got to go back and watch the pay-per-view. I bought it for the family and for my girl and all. They watched it live and all. But I want to go listen because I didn't even think of that. I did hear them as we were, watching front row. I kept hearing Jake talking, and I'm like, where is he coming from right now? I can hear him, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But so Big Laz, he did it good, man. You guys were very happy with him. And all
he was awesome. He'll be back January 25th. Yep, he will. Hopefully be a staple commentator moving forward.
Yeah, and in terms of feedback, like that is something, again, like, every time we watch these podcasts, we listen to the community. So having a person like him and also obviously Jake really adds to the viewer experience. And we always thought, oh, that's something you only want to hear at home. But that's something we're going to be changing going forward, which is we're going to have it pumping in-house as well. So it'll kind of get the crowd riled up. So like it feels like you're fully immersed in the whole experience.
Yeah. Yeah, because Matt is coming on January 25th. He told me.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Hey, I'm glad to hear that you're going to have the commentary all. Don't get me wrong. I liked having the music in the background, but I think that would be a plus for sure to have the commentary in person for sure. I'm definitely.
Paul, what do we got to do to get the Hollywood Matt Connolly over here? He's got Rick Hard coming.
You're throwing the whole half of the country is coming,
right?
I mean, we got Rickard coming. I'm sure he's got a big suitcase that he could stuff him in and stuff. So, I mean, we could save some money on flight and airfare and all.
Just call Lachlan and be like, contract schmunk Matt. We need the whole crew to just come on over.
That'd be amazing. I'd love to go. We'll see what happens. You never know.
We'll start a fundraiser. We want to see Matt.
For real. I want to get Matt's thoughts, man. What was your thoughts? Because I think you were doing the live commentary for as it was going on, and also kind of like fill us in what you thought of everything from your perspective.
Yeah, I had a great time watching the event. I thought it was really well put together, fantastic production, great matches. I thought that the lighting and the production side of things really came across well. I think in terms of productions that are out there, I'd say you guys are probably the number one in North America at the moment. So I really hope that the community got behind you as well and supported the event. And I think there was a lot of positivity headed your way in those last 2 weeks, especially having the matches that dropped out because of the contract issues and all the rest of it. So I think a lot of people were frustrated with that and wanted to reach out and support you, which, it's fantastic. I think somebody was saying there was the amount of people who had bought the pay-per-view didn't match up to the amount of people who had watched. So I think there was people who just put money towards Knuckles Up, even though they didn't actually watch the event. I think they just wanted to support the event. But
yeah,
absolutely.
They watch too, but yeah.
Well, maybe they'll watch the pay-per-view at a later time or something like that. But in terms of how everything ran, it was a great event. It didn't run for too long. I think the amount of matches that you had on there was the right amount. How sometimes you get events where there's 300 matches and it goes for 6 days, and this one went really well. So. And it was an awesome experience. I couldn't hear the audio. Obviously, I can't play the audio while I'm doing the commentary because of copyright issues, and plus I don't want to have 2 sets of audio coming through at the same time.
Sure.
But I think that it was. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think that you guys did an amazing job. So well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're super excited. Obviously, you saw we announced, I think, 10 of the matches so far for Knuckles Up 5. We made that announcement, and there will be a few more dropping. Now I can say, Matt, we won't be hitting the 6-hour mark because I think one thing we do is we are very efficient with our time. Yes. So the goal is to have, I think we're going to have Chris, like 15, 14 matches?
Yeah, somewhere around
maybe
there,
15 if Lachlan comes, we're still going to try to stay underneath that 4-hour mark. That is our goal. Because, for most people, right, you do 2 hours, you take a break, another 2 hours. It's like a big, long, Harry Potter movie or something like that. It's digestible. But yeah, 6-7 hours can definitely be tough. But yeah, we appreciate and this goes to everyone watching. One thing we do say to all of our athletes and all of our fans and everybody who supports us is we want the criticism. We want constructive criticism, obviously. Any way that we can make it better, any way that we can improve, we are always open and want to hear those things, because that's how the sport just grows for the better.
Hell yeah. We're getting a lot of great comments about the commentary. It seems like Big Loz was a great success. Everybody's saying the same thing with that, and said Jake was doing great as an MC and all. And got to say, Jake keeps it fun there in person, man. He is hilarious on the stage and all. And yeah, he gets the crowd going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do want to touch on one of the subjects, though, that happened right before, and I'm talking like an hour before the event and all. Well, first, let me rewind a little. Let me just tell my quick situation. I know it was on the Jody Williams show with Ryan Espy this morning, and I kind of broke everything down with everybody, what was going on with my Facebook and all. And 2 weeks before, I was just getting flagged on anything Knuckles up. I was getting reported as spam, and if anybody knows how that works, whenever you get reported as spam, they got to review it, and usually like 5 days before they repost your post up if there's nothing wrong. So somebody was definitely going on my channel and just spamming everything. So it was kind of frustrating. And that what was even worse, though, the day of the event that morning, which I had plans every hour before the actual event was to post the pay-per-view link and kind of get everybody on the pay-per-view. And I wake up and I'm locked out, and I've never seen it locked out like this. It's saying that I gotta verify my ID and let them know who I am and make a video. So I followed everything. First, I hit up one of my Facebook friends that is pretty savvy in social media, and they said, yeah, this does happen and all, so just do follow the prompts and you should be good. So I follow the prompts and everything. About an hour later, I go to sign in, and it gives me back the account. 30 seconds later, boom, locked out again. What? I'm like, what is going on here? So I do it again. I think it was about 3-4 times I did it that day. And it was just, it would release it for 30 seconds and then lock out again. So, let me just fast forward now. So 5 days goes by after the event, and now every day I'm waking up and I'm doing 5 to 10 attempts to unlock this. And I'm same thing, 30 seconds. Where now I've talked to other people that have experienced the same thing, and once they get it unlocked, they're good to go and all. Well, I get in touch with Facebook, which it's very, very hard to get somebody on the phone and to help you out. I'm sending email after email to Facebook support. Now I'm starting to get a little nervous. I'm like, I put a lot of time into this Facebook. We're talking like 15, 20 years of, building it up. And then, I get somebody on the phone, and they're like, yeah, we had probably like 1,000+ attempts at your password. So their guess is that somebody used the bot and was attacking my password. So what was happening is Facebook would has its safety measures, especially I have like a double security block on it. And, they shut down when somebody does this and all. And that's what was happening. So it would open for 30 seconds, but then this bot would keep trying to crack my password. Facebook would lock it again, which now I look back and I'm like thankful that happened, just so that they didn't crack my code and get in there. But that was definitely deliberate. Somebody was attacking my Facebook. So with that being said, I'm now I see Will and Chris over at the event. We're at the meet and greet, and I'm kind of just gave them the 411 that something's going on with my Facebook and all. I don't know if they really realize, because they're running around like trying to get everything going and all. Well, Will comes running up to me an hour before, and he's like, bro, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, well,
keep rallying me up for anything. Rallying me up, baby.
And then all of a sudden he's like, bro, somebody's trying to hack the pay-per-view stream right now. There is some crazy shit going on, and I see the whole tech team. And I'm telling you, these guys got a small army as a tech team, bro. Like this is not like normal. There's like tons of guys running around, and everybody's flustered. And I'm like, what is going on here? So now catch us up. What was going on that day with the pay-per-view hacking? Have we figured anything out?
Well, first, let's just say shout out to Matthias, right? He was absolutely incredible. He is the head of our streaming service who did come in person. So if it wasn't for him, we may have been shut down. But long story short, starting a few weeks prior, we were receiving some attempts on our website to be taken down. But then actively the day before and the day of, we were being hacked. And I will leave it to Chris because he has all the exact details, but I will tell you this with 100% certainty, it was coming from the country of Turkey. And it's very sad to say, but it's 100% truth. We have the proof. We have it in the pudding. In the pudding. But we do have 100% proof, that it did come from the country of Turkey. Yeah, Chris, give him the nitty gritty because I know we've talked about it too many times. I'm going to get too upset just talking about it.
No, you're good. I don't have the pudding, but what I do have is we did talk to the streaming service, and Matthias was great enough to kind of run the analytics and show us proof of. Because again, just for our knowledge, we wanted to know what was exactly happening, right? Because you're right, Paul. There's a lot of like moving parts, and we just try to compartmentalize and make sure everybody is good at what they do, and we kind of just let them run, right? So we had found out that there was actually 2 different attempts. So the first attempt happened actually right after we had posted the video where we had announced that the match had been canceled and the various reasons as to why it was canceled, right? In that attempt, they tried to hack into the streaming service and specifically our page within it. So it was very targeted towards us. Then after that, he was able, luckily the attempt wasn't a very good one, obviously. And the streaming service was great to catch it early on and kind of make the correct countermeasures there. Then leading up to the event, like Will had mentioned, the day before, as well as the day of, there was multiple attempts from, like we had mentioned, Turkey, where they, and all over the world as well, but we do have proof that it was coming from Turkey, and there was multiple attempts from there, that there were multiple fraudulent credit cards that were being used, as well as like false like logins attempts, trying to overload the system.
Yeah.
So a way to kind of again countermeasure that, Matthias was great. He kind of upped the bandwidth, so was able to handle all this extra activity, and it wouldn't slow anything down for anybody that bought a pay-per-view already.
Yeah, that's the way a lot of these things work. Is it's not like, oh, I'm going to get the pay-per-view for free. It's no, I'm going to keep putting, like you said, Paul, with your password, I'm going to have something, whether it's a bot or whatever, thousands and thousands and thousands of fake card attempts to smash the system down because the server can't handle that much traffic. But yeah, and that's what happened. But we had a great pay-per-view.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just amazing that you guys were able to fight it off, and and still you guys were on time with everything. Everything went smoothly, for the most part. Once you guys got that all dialed in and all, but it's just it's sad that it's got to this, and I think all of us were in shock, from that. We didn't think it was going to get to this extreme, and that we'd have to be dealing with stuff like this. I mean, this is just absolute ridiculous. I mean, people are trying to ruin the stream, and I don't get it at all. It's not like they had another event going on that day, to want to do that, or competition or anything like that.
By the way, just to clarify, this is if you were wondering why our pay-per-view pre-show didn't happen, now you have the answer.
Oh.
But we were able to still start at 1:05. So instead of starting at 1, we only had 5 minutes, but we missed the pre-show because Matthias was literally dealing with like active threats, and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt, hearing that, bro, what's your thoughts on the whole hacking and all that stuff?
It's really disappointing to hear it. That I mean, it's coming from Turkey. You would expect that it would be somebody who's related or is a fan of a certain promotion that maybe is reaching out trying to prevent other people from being successful, which it's the last thing you want to do. If you're supporting the sport of arm wrestling, you want to see it grow no matter what. People putting their time and effort and money and to putting on this big event, and it's like you should be behind that, supporting that, and trying to push that, especially if it's not in your region of the world. So yeah, whether or not it was related to them, I mean, that's probably not going to be provable, but the fact that it's coming from that region of the world sort of suggests that it may be a fan of those people that are reaching out to sabotage, which is, but to anybody who's trying to do anything to prevent the growth of arm wrestling is not I'm not a fan of theirs. So it's disappointing to hear, but great that it didn't. I didn't know about that until after the event, so it obviously didn't affect anything while you guys were doing your pay-per-view or all the rest of it. I'm sure it was affecting you guys before the thing and probably during, but it didn't come across from the viewer's perspective.
Only with stress, but that's okay.
Yeah, and I think like we try to take it with a grain of salt because we understand like this thing comes with growth. And I mean, for further evidence, this has never happened until 4. So I think it's showing that we're doing something right. It's showing that someone. Yeah, that is funny. Sorry, Turkish pudding. People are kind of trying to put us down for whatever reason because they see that we're a new wave that's taken over. So
in the light of turning this a little bit more positive, Paul, can I drop a bomb on this podcast?
Oh, I would love for that to happen, man.
Oh, did we lose them again, Chris? We're fucking up again.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're here, man. You're here.
You're getting hacked right now. Your feed is getting. No, I'm just kidding. We're hearing you loud and clear over here, bro.
We can hear you guys. Maybe they can't hear us. Oh, we'll wait and see for a couple of seconds.
Oh, we lost your audio. Turkey has just hit them again.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got the man in the house. We got Arm Wrestling Buzz Crew, Israel in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing, Israel?
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody?
Hang on.
How's it going?
Mike
doing great, man.
Today.
So Will and Chris are just working out at something going on over there with their audio and all. But yeah, they were about. I think this was all planned to tease us. He was just like, "Can he drop a bomb right now?" And then right before he drops the bomb, boom, they got a bomb dropped.
I came in for the big announcement, and now it's just on pause.
We'll have to get a certain amount of likes before he can reveal the news.
Yeah, guys, if you're in the chat, man, help me out. Let's get in the algorithm here and just click that thumbs up button. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got to start working on that and, telling people to subscribe. I've been kind of falling off over the last couple of months. Haven't been, pushing to get some new people in here. How's your audio? Can you guys hear us? Give us a thumbs up if you could at least hear us. Can you hear us? No, they can't hear anything right now.
That's right. I'm sure they'll figure it out in a few seconds. What do you think?
Here we go. Here we go.
Geez,
was that a setup? Was that like, here we're gonna drop a bomb and then you just
That's so funny. Yeah, literally, I was telling him, like, what a coincidence.
but hold on, is it gonna be about the next Knuckles Up 5? Is that
no?
Okay, let's hear it now. Let's hear.
Okay,
I really have no idea.
So yeah, this was supposed to be posted today, but I worked a very long shift today, so. We are very excited to announce in the realm of positivity that we always keep chugging forward. Soon to come, within the next month or two, the official TH5 World Headquarters will be opening very, very soon.
Yeah. Oh, wow. A physical location.
Location. We're going to be hosting our weekly practices there, running our podcast out of there. It will be our, at this point, it's going to be our war center where we go to war.
I was just about to say, are we going to have armed security there 24/7 and protecting the databases and all that stuff?
A ring
team of hackers, man.
Yeah, be in the office pretty much.
Maybe
a room for cybersecurity, man. That'd be great.
But yeah, we are officially launching our first ever home base world headquarters. We are looking for sponsors also as well, because it is going to be super cool. The plan is, as I was saying, we're going to have all of our weekly practices there. We're going to be running our podcast, all of our business out of there. Also, it will be a small training facility as well. So if you guys have seen the videos of Igor when he goes over to Kazakhstan and they have their kind of school, part of the whole facility, it's about a 2,000 square foot facility. We're going to be having arm wrestling specific training, so that we can teach new people in the sport. And of course, when all of these athletes come down, we can host our seminars there and just do more and more stuff, which we're super, super excited about.
Wow, bro, that is some really great news. I didn't even know this was in the works. That is amazing to hear. Where exactly will that be located? What town are we talking?
It will be in Belleville, New Jersey. It actually is not far from where we currently practice. We practice out of a gym called Signature Fitness, which is also where I work. But
bro, I didn't know you work at Signature. I used to go back. That was one gym hopping Fridays, we used to call it. And me and I had a ladies team of pro bodybuilders, and we would take a trip. That was one of our hot spots that we'd go. We love Signature.
There. I'm the GM there. You gotta come now. We gotta get a pump on, Paul. Come on, man.
It makes sense now because there's a bunch of powerlifters there, and I know you're all up in the powerlifting scene and all that. There actually I got tons of Facebook followers on there from Signature Gym.
That's wild. But yeah, that's where we normally practice. But now we'll be opening up our full headquarters, and then I think someone's saying somewhere here that's awesome, like a UFC training headquarters. And the goal is just to keep growing, right? Hopefully within a couple of years we outgrow that space and we're in a 20,000 square foot facility and we have schools and teams, and we really want to grow the sport to, as we have said before, it's not just for the people that are in it now, but we can start from as young as 10, 12, 13 years old, all the way up to people in their 70s, 80s. That's what's so cool. But yeah, we are officially dropping the High Five World headquarters, coming to a town near you.
I love that, man. I'm definitely going to make the trip over there and come visit you guys and get a workout in and all that. That would be some amazing stuff there. Cool. So I want to now, let's get, we talked about the press conference. We talked about the pay-per-view hack and all that. Now let's get into the good, fun stuff. Let's talk about the card. And I kind of want to just get your guys, was there any surprising outcomes or standout performances in your guys' opinion that stuck out to you guys?
Chris,
I know last week we kind of broke down all the matches, and we had Robbie Russell on here, we had Mario, we had Jason Merlo, and we kind of dove into them. But I'm interested to hear what kind of shocked you guys.
Yeah, I think one thing that we've been able to accomplish is either we set up matches that are just like banger matches, like Craig and James, that are just like fireworks. Everyone just knows that coming into it. But then I think somehow we find these crazy upsets. Like first it was Camille with Dave Chafee, right? Like nobody knew who the hell Camille was leading up to that, and now he's top 3 in the world. Now we have Mate pull Toshi. Barely people know who Toshiyuki is, #1 in Japan, and then he just beats this guy Mate 3-0 that people know as this beast, literally the beast of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Another big one for me was, again, we knew Mario was coming in heavy underdog, against one of the world champions, one of the greats with Plowman, right? And then he manages to 3-0 him, and we're like, wait, what the hell? Where did that come from?
Leave me something, Chris. You're going to name the whole damn card.
No, but yeah, those for me were the ones that stuck out that I was like, wow, did not see that coming at all.
I think my favorite one, hands down, which I wasn't surprised of, but I just didn't think it was going to happen, was Svetan and Robbie Russell. When I was, if you guys that were in the house saw that, I was always standing on stage left, in the back, just waiting to present the award and do that type of stuff. So that happened to be Svetan's corner. And Robbie gets that first pin, and Paul's like, "It's your time! It's your," he's going go crazy, right?
Coming true.
I said, I jumped the gun on that one. I'm like, your dream's gonna happen today, bro. And Robbie was playing it smooth, man. He knew not to get ahead of himself and all that. But that round one, my mouth was on the floor, and I think everybody around me too was on the same thing.
I'm sitting behind Svetan, and I'm just looking at him. He walks off, and he's just like, very good, very good. All of a sudden, and he just locks that foot in, sits back, and me and Don are just sitting there in shock because we know how strong Robbie is and how impressive his hand and wrist and just side pressure, just everything about him, right? If you guys haven't met Robbie Russell in person, he's built differently, literally built differently, right? He's got big, long arms, but their joints are thick and huge and wild. And to watch masterfully just go to work on this man was just incredible. Side note, we can't forget that he called that Engenturzi. And 2, when Mario beat Plemen, Svetan, Mario had 2 on him, and Svetan looks over and he was like, I beat him for revenge. And I was like, what? he is afraid of no one.
Yeah, he has steel balls down there.
Oh yeah, they're clanging and banging, that's for sure.
That reminds me, guys,
pretty good Russian accent.
Friday at 12 p.m. West Coast time, I got Savetan and Jordan coming on my channel, and we're gonna break down everything, from their perspective and hear from the Bulgarians, which I've been really, really excited to get this interview. And what a fan of Savetan, man, and Jordan. I mean, Jordan is just, oh my God, he's a mutant, bro. And I'm like, keep thinking in my head, I'm like, who are you guys even gonna find in North America for this dude? Will's got something in the works, man. We're gonna drop any more bombs today? Any more bombs coming in?
Goddamn A-bomb for you. We can't drop it just yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's
Right
just say
there.
they came out of Chernobyl and they put something together that's gonna blow up the world.
Yeah, even we're pretty shocked if this match goes through for Jordan.
Everybody just take a moment, cross your fingers.
Yeah. A lot of hard work, but yeah.
I gotta say, I was always a Jordan fan. That dude, since I seen him when he was up in Canada, and he beat Matt Mask, and I saw the fear in Devin's face that day as well. He didn't want that smoke or whatever, and I then meeting him in person, my first initial that Friday night, I'm like, dude, this dude's like a Bulgarian assassin. Like, he's got like not much emotion and everything, and I'm like, damn, dude, these dudes are like straight killers and all that. But he actually he loosened up after the match on the after pull table. I actually seen him crack a smile like once or twice. I'm like, all right, he's human. All right, okay. But I gotta say, on the after pull, bro, after going through his match and all, this dude lined up the whole place for 2 hours straight and was just going through everybody, bro. Like, I'm talking like monsters like Nick Stone and Ian Carnegie, and it was just crazy. And that was the other thing, is I couldn't believe how big he's in person. Like the videos, right here, bro, he looks kind of like young and not too imposing and everything because he's standing next to Devin. But when you see him in person, bro, this dude is an absolute monster, man.
It's deceiving. It's very deceiving because he's not like muscularly like super jacked. He's just like, you can tell if you were to take like the skin and bone, like the skin and muscle away, his bones and frame are just like 30% thicker than everybody else's on the planet, right? Like, it's so just gnarly. And he's just, like you said, he's a quiet like assassin, like him and Plemon. Like, we know obviously Plemon lost, right? But Plemon was still like, I think we're almost putting down how good Mario is. Like, Mario is incredible right now.
Yeah.
So
I was just about to say that, bro. Mario. So every time I've seen Mario in action, he has surprised me. I met him at Washington State's. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. I think it was 3 years now. And when I first met him, he surprised me that day of how good he was. And then another thing is his character, bro. That dude is just a fun guy to hang out with. And, I had like a big after party, and he came back to the house, and I'm telling you, bro, this dude is like the master at making drinks. Like literally every time I would turn around and I'd be like down to like half a drink, he's got another concoction that he's made up that I just got to try. And, before the end of the night, I could hardly see and all, but that dude was just a blast to hang out with. And yeah, check this out, man. I seen this one. This was from Knuckles Up 3. I think this was before the actual event.
Right after the press conference.
Right after. So Friday night, this was at the old venue and all.
Yeah,
and
this was surprising. I will say though, Paul, this is in defense of my big burly teddy bear of a man, Ryan Espy.
Oh, he's a lot smaller there, right?
Most people don't know he was in the hospital and only gotten out like what, a week and a half prior.
Yeah.
He was not his normal self. But either way, to be able to do this to Ryan Espy is very impressive.
And I got a report back today. I was on with him, and I did a weight check on him. He was at 308 today, so he's back. He's probably like 270, probably in this video right there. I'm just taking a guess, but that's where, he was a lot less than what he is today. He looked like large and in charge today on there. And he is excited about, his big match, which we're going to get into, when we get up to Knuckles Up 5. But yeah, man, that was just, just what an amazing event. And then I got to say, Savetan, holy shit, dude, that guy is just an absolute table ninja. He showed the skill, just like you guys said, round one, anybody else that would have got dominated like that, they would have showed more emotion. this dude was just like, oh, no problem. He's just gonna change the angle and he's gonna work his shit. And it was just like, holy shit, bro. And I just can't believe how the height that he just you're like, dude, he's not that big, he's not that tall. Robbie was so much bigger and more opposing than him, and the height that he was getting and the way he puts his whole body, you're watching the feet underneath the table, and it was just 35 years experience, you see it right there. It was just next level. And there he is, man. This is when he
him and Jordan pulling each other. It's incredible. Like, people just, so one thing that when we were bringing Jordan back to the airport, we were talking like, what is your training like how do you guys do? He goes, well, our method is very simple. He goes, they train 3 times a day, every single day. So like the first training session will be like a gym training session. The second training session will be another form of a gym training session, both about 45 minutes. And then the third training session is when they're on the table, and that's for about an hour and a half. So in total, they're looking over 3 hours of training every day. But what's wild about the whole thing is when they're on the table, he goes, we're just pulling and pulling and pulling. It's not like they're not redlining, right? They're not like going nuts on the table. This is at least for what he does. So he trains in the gym twice a day, and then every day they pull. I think he said like usually 6 days a week. They'll try to take one day off, but they will pull for an hour and a half to 2 hours of like positions and moving and figuring things out and pressurizing. And yeah, dude. There's a reason why they're the Bulgarians.
How do you pull every day and keep your tendons fresh and all? Like, they must have steel cables in them as tendons.
Yeah, well, I think it's part of it is think about it. Just like, right, we're all big fans, I'm sure, of like the fight game, right? If you beat something enough, right, the bones, the tendons will thicken. So if they start doing this, he's been pulling for 10 years, right? And it's not like if they were to try to pull at the intensity they're pulling at now for an hour and a half every day, 10 years ago, they would be destroyed. And it's just this slow progression, year after year, month after month, week after week. And they just, keep doing it. Eventually, right? Like, look at Devin. Devin can pull every single day.
Yeah.
Right. It's just they've built it up for so long. Like, if Chris and I were to do that, like we had a wicked training session the other on Sunday, and we were literally like the next morning woke up, we're like, everything hurts. They're able to do it because they're just so used to it. And like you said, Paul, they're just made of steel.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to Robbie in terms of even just that one match that he was able to, the one round he was able to take. Sveton literally just competed at AMC, where he competed with the best in the world at that like 190 weight class, right? So even getting one win on this guy is tremendous. You're literally beating the one of the best in the like Europe goats.
He's the John Brzezinski of Europe.
Yeah, exactly. That guy. So again, I think we've talked to Robbie afterwards, and it's a huge accomplishment. Even just getting one round is tremendous.
Absolutely crazy.
I keep saying that, man. I've always been a fan of Robbie Russell, and my goal is to really get him out there. I gave him the invitation. If he wants to join the Arm Wrestling Buzz crew, I'd love to have him on. He's got such great insight when we talk arm wrestling. He's a real he really knows his stuff on the table, and I stand by that. I really like him a lot, and I think he's going to be the next big thing. We got to shout out. We have a legend in the room. We got Cobra Rhodes in the room, man. Shout out to Cobra Rhodes. How are you doing, brother?
Hopefully get you on a card or like even part of the press
conference. Yeah, January 25th, Cobra. Hit us up. We got to get you there, man. Yes. You got to see the biggest, best thing in the world. That's awesome. That's so cool, Cobra Rhodes. So
have you got to meet Cobra and hang out with him in person yet?
No, never. We've messaged a little bit on like Facebook and stuff, but no, never met him in person. Been a huge fan since like what they call Game of Arms.
Yeah. The cool thing is though, is slowly, there he is. Oh, slowly we are, of course, getting more and more legends onto our cards, right? So we've had Dave Chafee.
Oh, wow.
Right. We've had Marcio Barboza. I would say Cody Merritt's definitely a legend of the sport now. Mm-hmm. But if you guys saw the announcement, the Ron Bath will be at Knuckles Up 5, which is like, oh shit. Like that is I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for that one.
That is huge, and we definitely got to get Cobra in there. And Cobra has a real winning record on Engen Terzi, which a lot of people don't know. And I know they've squashed things recently. You know, he's been out to Turkey and all, but I know before that there was some little animosity, you know, between those two guys. And you know, there's not much video showing, you know, Cobra in action. You know, he was kind of there in the big thing before, you know, like YouTube was really a thing, and his videos just, you know, somehow disappeared and all. And you know, Cobra always, you know, lets me know that. But what a legend in the sport, man. Dude is just an absolute monster. And I got to tell you guys, he is one of the most fun guys to hang out in person, man.
I love
this
it.
Dude is like a real deal celebrity character. I'm talking, you know, we just went out to, I think it was like IHOP, and I'm telling you, he had the whole place, literally every customer, he had the whole staff, everybody surrounding him, because he's just so goddamn funny. This guy is just, I mean, it is just hilarious hanging out with him. And you're just going to be there laughing the whole time. And, you know, he's just, you know, he's the real deal, man. That dude deserves a spotlight, and sure. And I'd love to have you come hang out, bro. Come hang out at the next Knuckles Up, January 25th. That would be an amazing experience for everybody, just to meet him in person, and, you know, just come party the weekend away, and maybe get him on the after pool table. I don't know how much he's doing polling these days, but if he is, man, that'd be amazing to have, like, you know, a legends match or something. Definitely something to think about.
You know, obviously the Arnold's coming up, and we have to set up some super matches around Robins. So that could be something. Cobra, let's make it happen.
I wanted to ask you guys don't got to give us exact numbers or anything, but I want to know, how did Knuckles Up 4 do as far as pay-per-views compared to the other events? Was this the most successful? Was it, you know, what was the deal with that? Was it a success for you guys?
Yeah, so I'd say we've hit new milestones. It actually has been the most successful so far in terms of like viewership. And one thing we really pride ourselves is like exposure across like the entire world, right? Because we know obviously like United States is huge, a supporter of us, but we've actually hit 56 different countries now that are watching our pay-per-view. So getting numbers like that for us is just super motivating, and it just shows us like, hey, like, again, we see there's like whatever the hacks and stuff like that, but when you see numbers like that afterwards, you're like, hey man, we're doing something right. And it's hard not to stop.
There's a market out there, right? Like, I think that's the thing that unfortunately other pay-per-views are forgetting, is like, stop trying to reach new people. The more people we can reach, the more people this will like take a grasp, and the sport will grow, because the more eyes we can see on all promotions. I'll just say them: Knuckles Up, East vs. West, King of the Table, AWC, AWE, everything, right? Like, the more people that watch these productions, everyone will grow, right? So yeah, as Chris said, it's definitely the biggest one we've had so far, but we're more proud than anything the fact that, like, I think Chris was naming off, and he was just like, this country in Africa and this country in the middle, and I'm like,
that was another thing we did. Like, so we noticed. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say we've hit every continent now.
Yes, that's right.
So,
except for Antarctica.
Yeah.
Except for Antarctica.
Get some penguins to watch, but yeah, like literally all over. It's a really cool accomplishment, especially for us. Like, it's only 4. We're just 2 guys from New Jersey that love arm wrestling, and to be able to get
terrible arm wrestlers. Terrible.
Yeah, and you know, it's really humbling for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. The support is overwhelming.
Well, I could confirm that Africa was watching that day for sure, because my mother was actually, she was on a 3-week safari out there. And
no way.
I actually bought her the pay-per-view and all
That's
that.
so cool.
Out there, and she was there with a big group of people, and she had them all watching, telling about how awesome arm wrestling. So, you know, we definitely got eyes over there for sure. That was pretty cool.
Awesome.
And we got a nice message from Luca. He says, yo, Knuckles Up, much love. I have a request. Consider SATV, Swedish Arm Wrestling, for a future super match. Yeah, he's a great influencer. He's also a good arm wrestler and all. I think he's in the lighter weight, 154 pound, but he's definitely a fan of Knuckles Up, somebody that might want to talk to as well in the future. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we've actually been talking with him for a while, since like Knuckles Up 1, because of the whole issues we had with a Swedish arm wrestler, right? Felicia. So like we what do you call it? Hopefully we've been talking with him. This might be the first one, Knuckles Up 5, that he go in person, because he's gonna try to show up to support Ellen. That's gonna be pulling Sarah Backman.
Oh wow, very cool. Hell
yeah.
Drew24 has a question. He says, has Brzink faced Sveton before? Do we have any footage? Maybe Matt could look that up. Do you guys have any knowledge of that?
I think they're different weight classes. John's always been a bit bigger.
Yeah, but I
Maybe
believe
like an overall or something.
Yeah.
Went down.
when we were asked, usually we ask athletes for their list of accomplishments, and yeah, I believe he does have a win on John Brzink, which is pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it here.
Something right there.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
Does anybody know Sveton's like what his career is like? Wins on Engen?
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Wow, so he's 3-0 over Engen.
3-0 over Engen. Yeah. So when he called him out, we were just like, all right, Engen, January 25th. That's why they picked the 25th. He's scared. Sveton Gashevsky. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, here we go.
Look at we got footage right here of them two going at it. Let's see this here.
They look so young and strapping. This is great.
Let's see this one.
Who's your pick before we see it?
I'm gonna pick John.
Yeah, for sure. But
It
he can
looked
do
like
anything with him.
They're just having a fun time.
Yeah. Drew says right here because Engen loves the desperation move so much.
yeah.
Do we know John's trying to cop rolling?
What was that?
Do we know what year this was?
I don't know. They both look pretty young there. What does it say in there?
It's just like early 2000s, I would guess.
Wow.
Oh, they didn't even pin each other. Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's respect right there.
Just testing it out. Yeah.
That's good. And his arm is worse now. His arm.
Yeah.
Does it move? You see him walking around. It looks like a weapon that he's carrying right there.
God.
You know, Will, how you were saying that Robbie has those thick joints. Sveton kind of has that too.
Yeah,
100%.
his right arm apparently.
Yeah.
If the next time, if let's just say at the next card, if Sveton is there, you should come and ask him to just look at his left arm, because it's literally like all right, if anybody's ever broken your hand or arm, right, and you take it out the cast, and it's just like that's what his
looks atrophied compared to the right.
Atrophied arm compared to the right. It makes no sense. It's awesome though. He's still super strong on the left, but like no comparison at all. Yeah, it's crazy.
So I want to ask you guys, what did you like about Knuckles Up 4? You know, something that you liked, and then was there anything that you learned from it that you gonna change and put into effect in Knuckles Up 5?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like what we liked, it's again the getting more of the community involved. Like this is the first time that we've had codes out for athletes, and obviously yourself as well, to help kind of bring the community together. So that's like we're kind of I don't want to say the head of the spear, but we're kind of giving North America that end goal for them to compete and get to that like main stage, right? But one thing that we wanted to kind of integrate is, I think we had mentioned it on another podcast, but to help in terms of, there's a lot of qualifiers that are happening all over the world. We have one in Poland, Korea. We're working on one in Japan, right? Puerto Rico should be coming out soon, Canada. But we want to give athletes that are going to already be there to watch the pay-per-view an opportunity to get that last chance qualifier to get to the Arnold. So that's going to be the same day as the pay-per-view. That's going to happen earlier in the day. We're going to target for like a weigh-in at like 8:30, 9:30, right? And then kick off that tournament, run it for a few hours. We're going to have like 3 tables running. You're going to have literally the best refs in the world are going to be there, and then pay-per-view at the end, so we can kind of party it up. And
yeah, I think for me, something I kind of a behind the scenes thing that I was happiest about this card is we truly pride ourselves in, and you guys saw for the first time because of Slav and his amazing work, like the packages we put together for the athletes and just being able to pick them up and all that type of stuff. And it's so rewarding that, first of all, let's not get it twisted, right? It's been a year and we're on event 4, which is still like mind-blowing, right, that we were able to do this in a year. But from the first one, people were like, oh, I've never been treated so well. And the second one and the third one, and it kind of permeated into the world of these athletes that they've talked about. And it was so cool because this time more than ever, people came and they're like, I heard about this, but I never expected it to be this way. So for me, that was something I was the most happy about, because at the end of the day, like I just want to create the most amazing. I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. I want to create the most amazing experience for these guys. And then something that, like, because I think Paul, you'd ask something that I didn't like.
Yep.
I don't want any mistakes. I don't want anything. Like, I know that sounds horrible, right? Because like things are bound to happen, but like practice isn't perfect. Practice makes permanent. So our goal now moving forward is we've had 3 or 4 practices now, and now we have to make everything perfect. You know, like I think it was an incredible event. It was amazing. But I know I can speak for Chris, is like we're not settling for an A-. We want A++ and the hot teacher to give me an apple on my desk. Like that's what I want. You know, like I want it to be just no stone unturned. So that's the only thing I wasn't quote unquote happy about. But we're working towards it. Yeah, for sure.
And I'd have to say, like, just there's like 2 main quotes that kind of stuck out for the weekend for me. That came from like 2 kind of like special people, right? So we've all seen like Bradley Bowen kind of grow up on like YouTube because of like Ryan. One thing he had said was like it was his first time going to an event of this scale in person, and I think Ryan had mentioned it before, but he watched the event and was like, wow, like, so arm wrestling is like a real sport. Like this is a real thing that's on a professional level, right? And that's kind of what we want the rest of the world to see, right? As long as they kind of see it and they're exposed to it, especially in person, it's undeniable. And then the second biggest one for me, and again, as equal level, was when Jordan had said, if I could pull anywhere, even if it was a free world, I'd still want to pull here. And that means a lot to us, because not only did he say that, but a lot of other athletes echoed that. And, that's not something you can pay money for.
Nope.
It's all the hard work that it's for that, so that we can have these literally the best in the world tell us that this is the place they want to be. That means we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And how did the timing go? Because I know we switched everything up. We've been doing, the pay-per-views at night before this. Mm-hmm. And you guys went with the whole during the day, kind of to get more markets around the world and all. How did that all work out? Was that a good decision to do it during the day like that?
Yeah, so it did help with a lot of the other like European countries to get more exposure. And I think it also kind of worked out a little bit with Asia as well. So it's not like in the middle of the night. And yeah, I think overall we kind of, especially with the tournament, it's tough. There's like almost like not enough hours in the day. So we're kind of trying to have it not so late, maybe not as late as 5, maybe somewhere a little bit earlier.
2:30 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just to be able to fit in that tournament.
So what is the plan? So you said you're going to do the early weigh-ins. That's going to be all on Saturday.
Yep.
Will there be early weigh-ins on Friday night as well?
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, we'll try to have that at the hotel.
Yeah, so it's going to be a full day of just debauchery, right? Like, it's like if you thought it was an amazing event before, we're starting, like Chris said, like the tournament starts 9:30 or 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. We're cranking out, hopefully. I mean, who knows how many people show up, because it's the last chance qualifier to qualify for the Arnold. And then boom, 30-minute recess, pre-show. We'll probably definitely have a pre-show, but pre-show, pay-per-view, after poll. I mean, it's gonna be a long day for the athletes that are competing in the morning. But if you love arm wrestling, there is nothing you want to do other than be there. That's it. Paul, I heard you're competing.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, it's January, so we definitely a possibility. And the other thing now is, now I know that we're going to be kicking off so early. I definitely should not be up on the 98 podcast Friday night till 5:30 in the morning, like I was, that day. Sure. That was a long day for me. That it was actually, I missed the dinner over that. I just it came around like 5, 6 o'clock at the after poll, and I was ready to just collapse. And I had to kind of sneak out the back and all, and I just was kicking myself the whole time, because I know Merlene was the chef brought in, and I wanted to try that food out so bad, and I just hearing all about it, I was so damn jealous, but I also was like a walking zombie around 5, 6 o'clock, and didn't know how I would make it and all, and the traffic just leaving that event, bro. I've never seen insane traffic like that. It took, I think it was about 2 hours for me to get about 10 blocks away. I mean, they closed off all the roads, and it Yeah, it was a nightmare getting out of there, but it was well worth it with just the event and the after pull and just hanging out with everybody and kicking it was just an amazing day for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to jump on now. We got to get over to what's coming up with Knuckles Up 5, January 25th, and I kind of just want to find out, like, what are we expecting? Like, what can the attendees expect? We know we got this big, final qualifier going down. So I'm expecting there's probably going to be a couple hundred entries with that, which, I think there's going to be, is there going to be enough room in this theater to fit everybody for, the pay-per-view card and all?
Yeah.
So how are we going to cram them in there now?
So one thing we have talked about with the Barrymore is, like, they have that upstairs area. We might set up some more TVs and seating for spillover. We've even talked to across the street. There's the firehouse, right? And maybe we can get like a projection screen going and chill with the firemen of Fort Lee or something. I don't know. We have a lot of things in the works to try to figure that out. But I think you're right, Paul. I think we're gonna have a record attendance at that one for sure for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely expecting that. And guys, just check out this card they got lined up. And I mean, now we just heard that there's a lot more coming. What was the total you guys said? It was like 14, 15 matches you plan on having that day?
Yeah. We have a few more matches that we're just about ready to announce. And I mean, good opportunity if you guys have a second. I know you were on the Can-Am earlier. I think one of the questions was like Victor Munoz and his like background in arm wrestling. So he actually got WAF Worlds. He got third for his left arm. So that's why, again, it's a big opportunity for him. Obviously, Ryan is on a crazy win streak right now, just having beat Mate left hand. So that should be an awesome match too. Yoshiko Arakawa. She's actually the previous world champion, WAF world champion from Japan. So she was kind of the Ayane Takanaka before Ayane. So she's making her appearance back on the main stage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you guys know Rickar and Don Underwood's going to be a really cool.
Oh, guys, if you guys didn't see, this all went down during the halftime, and this was kind of a surprise to me. They didn't tell me about this one, so I was going nuts when, when Rickard came on there, and Don started his, he was back in WrestleMania mode and talking shit, and I missed those days of Don Underwood, and that is going to be an exciting one, and I'm curious to see what the chat thinks. Will Experience beat this young phenom? Is it too early for him to get a win like that? I don't know. I'm 50-50 up in the air, man. I've heard so much about Rickard, and I know Don is just an absolute legend of our sport and all. And I'm curious to hear from Matt, because Matt, that's your boy over there from Australia and all. What's your thoughts on this? Who is the favorite?
I think it's hard to pick a favorite at this point, because it feels like Don's on a bit of a comeback after his hip surgery. Rickard is one of the up-and-coming superstars of the sport of arm wrestling. But maybe on October 27th at the AWE Grand Prix 2 event, which Rickard will be competing in, you have a better idea as to his condition and his form leading into that. He's gone against 7 other absolute monsters in that tournament. So if he can repeat his win there and retain the AWE heavyweight title, I think he'll be in fine form heading into January against Don Underwood. But we were very excited when that match got announced, because, as you said, Don is such a legend of the sport and such a charismatic man. Fantastic announcer, fantastic commentator. Could have been regarded as one of the best arm wrestlers in the world at one point in time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's on that comeback trail. So I think the match for me, that's the main event. No matter what else is on the card, I'm just going to be so glued into that. And I think everybody loses. I don't think that if either guy, if Rickard loses, it's like, well, you lost to an absolute legend. If Don loses, it's like, well, you lost to up-and-coming superstar. So
yeah,
I love the matchup.
And I missed one comment. I was meaning to talk about this, and that's from Candy Pazamore. And she says, I plan on pulling the tournament. I just wish there was a smaller class than 154, but I have pulled heavier women my whole career, laughing out loud. Figured if I'm there, might as well pull. So Candy, we could use your help on that. Maybe you could get in touch with the ladies. I know you're a big influencer with the ladies arm wrestling and all, and maybe you could have a talk with these ladies and get them coming in person. And the more ladies, the more merry it is. And, we welcome everybody. And, You know, we kind of need, you know, a lady spokesperson, you know, kind of just to round everybody up, and, you know, let's get them all there in person, man, because, you know, that would be great to see. And, you know, what are the weight classes do you have for the ladies?
Yeah, so currently it is 154 and then 155 plus, but that is something that we've been seeing a lot, actually more commonly overseas, where we're actually struggling to find matchups for some of them because they're so light. They are closer to like the 140, 135 range. So to Candy's point, like if it's really based on what we hear the community say. So if there's more women out there that fall within that weight class, by all means, we'll create more weight classes for you. Because again, it's going to make it so much easier for us to set up like those matchups.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the first. I mean, we've had ladies matches on prior cards and all, but this one is the big one for the ladies. I think we got 3 matches going, and I mean, we're talking like
for now.
Wait, what's that?
For now.
3. Oh boy, I think we got a little sneak peek right there. We might be expecting another ladies match. That is going to be.
Let's just say you're going to be happy.
Bill's got things up his sleeve, man. I love it, bro. And, you know, I love hearing that we got a bunch more matches to announce, you know, because when you first put out the card, I'm like, oh, man, they're shooting their load right away. They're letting it all be known. And now I'm like so excited. We still got like, you know, a bunch more to be announced. And this is good times.
Oh, it's all strategic because, you know, half of them are going to be canceled, right? So
once Engen finds out, you know, the phone calls are going to be made and all that for sure.
Gives us time to replace them, you know. Exactly. No, yeah, but yeah, as Chris was saying, so we finished off there with Rickard Borman and Don Underwood. Then next up, cool backstory behind it, Monterengi and Jeremy Petruccio, the Tank, they were meeting at WAF World, I believe it was, right?
2017 in Lithuania.
Yeah, and they had made a promise to each other that they would have a super match one day. And after meeting the two of them, Chris has known Jeremy for a long time, and Monterengi is, like I said, such an absolute gentleman. We're like, you know what? Let's facilitate that. Let's get 2 of the biggest. It will be the heaviest match that we have ever had at Knuckles Up, which is super sick. And then we move right on. Ji Hyun Min coming back versus Paul Passmore. We know Paul Passmore going on a tear lately, been absolutely incredible. And Ji Hyun Min is just a beast from overseas, so we're super excited about that one. And now Chris, continue.
Can you tell us about Ji Hyun Min a little? Can you fill us in with him?
So Ji Hyun Min was on Knuckles Up 3, and he is the #1 from Korea. He actually has a win on Brad Grundy, had a war with Toshiyuki.
Oh my God. So yeah, I won some money that day on Toshi. Me and the guy sitting next to me. Okay, now I remember him clearly. I wasn't sure if that was him. That is him. Okay.
Yes. Yep. So the fact that he was even able to hang with somebody that just just beat Mate, you know, that was what, 40 pounds heavier than him. You know, yes, exactly that match. So we're really excited to see, because you know, in terms of stylistically, you have Paul that has super strong hand, a lot of side pressure, and then we've seen Ji Hyun Min has such a great ability to open up people's hands with that pronation. So, and it's finally somebody his size, so it's going to be really interesting. Yeah,
that's going to be a very, very good one. And then next we have Nadia. Which is we're very lucky that Nadia Wilczynski, it comes to our practice every once in a while. She's an absolutely incredible athlete, a previous 2-time, right, Chris? WAL hammer holder, going to be facing
and world champion.
It's not Tatiana, right, Chris? We have to change it. It's Tatiana.
Yeah, from Brazil.
Faria,
who is also a legend from WAL and has competed in the same weight class. She's making her comeback. I know she's competed at some East versus West qualifiers as well, but she is definitely really strong in that what they call Brazilian women's class.
Yep, and then of course. They're coming back once again. Tom Holland, which one, I mean, I have nothing bad to say about any of the athletes we've ever dealt with, but Tom is another one. Like, he's just a cool dude.
Yeah, he's so chill.
Chill, such a great guy, super strong. And Ryan Bowen. And now when we approached both of them about this, it was immediate yeses. There wasn't like, what's the weight? They were like, yep, okay, cool, we'll pull. So we know that one's gonna be an absolute war. And then of course,
and what up with Bowen? I mean, what is it? 189 pounds. He's got to get down to. What's the cap?
He's gonna sit right at 86 kg. He says he'll probably be sitting around like 89 from now on, like kind of all the time. and he'll just drop those 3 kgs, whether it's in a water cut or whatever, something like that.
But he was talking, at the last one, he was coming in at 90 kgs, and that was the last thing I heard, and I didn't like pick up on it during the weigh-ins and all. But Matt actually brought that to my attention. He weighed in at 99 kg. Was that correct, Matt? That day?
Yeah, that's weird. Because his weight had gone down so much. He was talking about that and documenting that throughout his podcast leading up to the event. But yeah, I think it was like 90, 91 kilos. And then all of a sudden when he's weighed in, maybe it's the US scales are a little bit different. Somebody might have been putting their foot on the back. Have you seen when people do that?
Did they really say 99?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Bro, he's got a lot of weight to lose, and I mean,
Yeah.
he was already. I mean, his arms, and his wrists were looking massive and chunky when I seen him and all. But I just kept saying in my head when I seen him in person, I'm like, okay, this is him at 90 kg, and now to hear he's got to get down to 86, and finding out he was at 99. Oh my God, are we gonna have a new diet plan for him? Is he gonna be still eating like full cows every day and all that, or like is it gonna be a half a cow nowadays? He's gonna be limiting himself.
Yeah, he did say he was going to go back to carnivore, which I think is how he's planning on going down. But what's really interesting is anybody who knows just a little bit, I know, Paul, you know exactly what I'm talking about, a little bit about bodybuilding, right? Basically what had happened was he had asked me prior, he was like, I'm talking to 2 people about like how I should carb up, and one of them thinks I should just eat McDonald's and go nuts, and the other one I was like, no, just keep it simple. Light carbohydrates, white rice, simple foods, and just slowly incorporate them. And what happened was he got tighter and bigger and fuller. So all the glycogen went right to his muscles. So he showed up looking ripped, and then he was big, ripped, and jacked all together. So it worked out really well for him. And I think that's his plan again, is to now keep stripping off that fat and then just deplete the muscle glycogen. And then right before the match, probably gain a good, 10 pounds of like actual good fluid retention where you want it. And then he'll be a beast. Yeah.
Well, I can't get your guys' opinion on it, but I want to hear from Israel. I want to hear his prediction on that match. Tom Holland versus Ryan Bowen. How do you see that going, brother? And remind you, it's going to be at that 86 kilogram match, which I think that kind of gives Tom a little advantage, just because Ryan's, usually a little more chunky and all.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. We've seen Ryan come in small a few times, and I would say that it definitely has affected his power in the back, like back then. And Tom Holland, man, he's just a beast. That dude, I saw them pull a few years back when Bowen went over to where Tom lives and they were training. This must have been like 5 years back or something like that. And I mean, the match seemed, decently competitive back then. So I can't imagine they both have gotten better and it's still, around that level. I think that, I don't know, man. Tom Holland, he's tall. Brian Bowen's usual advantages to get people out of hooks isn't going to work very well with someone who has a longer arm than him. So I think it's going to be an interesting match. I think Tom could potentially beat him.
The one thing I got to say, Israel, is, I've seen Bowen really, drop. I was in the sauna with him. I was his partner over in Turkey and helping him do the weight cut. And I just remember at the end of it, and I'm like, bro, you sure you're ready for this? And he just looked at me. He's like, bro, did you really have to say that? And I'm like, dude, I'm just a little concerned at what you're looking like right now. But this time, his proportions are completely different. He's went on a different training plan. And I mean, all the weight is, you could see it in the wrist and the arms. And, he wasn't looking sucked out at all. So I got to say his proportions and body has definitely transformed in the last year, big time. So, I'm interested to see what he comes looking at 86 kilograms and all. I think it's going to be very tough for him going against Tom Holland, man. Tom Holland is just, he's another table ninja and all, but I'm really excited about this match. And I'm curious to hear Matt's, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
Hold on, Paul. Before you start, Matt, I just want to know that if you had to bet on it, who would you think wins right now?
Oh man, the question is for me, will he be 100% Bowen? I know he was going through, something with a shoulder. I'm not sure what actually the deal is. I did see a lot of Kings moving in the after pulls, and he's got that King's move down. I know we didn't get to see it against Andre because Andre just was on a whole nother level. That was the largest Andre I've ever seen. I mean, he came in, I think he was like 230, 235. And, I get to train with Andre, and I've never seen him look that way. So it wasn't a good matchup that day, So, but in the after pulls, watching him with that King's move, bro, that dude is a tricky bastard, bro. He was just like, people get so close to that pin, but this dude's got his angles down and really knows how to control people. And he just kind of sucks the life out of them. He wasn't going on that aggressive trying to pin them. He was just kind of making them work and just tiring them out, but they weren't able to pin him. So, I noticed that. Matt might be able to fill us in a little more. I know Matt knows, a little more, might be able to give us, the top secret info. So spill your guts, brother. What's going to happen that day?
Well, it's going to be a fun match. I know that when it got announced, or when Ryan was coming back from Knuckles Up, and he did again repeat that he had a fantastic time and that he was treated like an absolute celebrity, and everyone that was involved with Knuckles Up, he basically said, like, we got to step our game up to keep up with what these guys are doing. So, but in terms of the matchup with Tom Holland, yeah, I love it. I think it's a really close battle. I think it can go either way. I think both guys are very experienced. That they know what they're doing on the table. For me, this comes down to like a strategic match. I know Ryan has been dealing with that shoulder injury, although he did say that it's sort of come to the point where he's working around that all the time, and that's sort of why you see that change in his style lately with that King's move. But yeah, going against somebody who's as strong as Sharkovic in the match just that happened, the King's move was working for Ryan. He did get a couple of stomps on there, but Sharkovic just way too powerful and able to drive through it. But he did have to work pretty hard for it. So, and he weighs a lot more than Tom Holland. So I don't know. I think it'll be a really fun technical battle.
If Israel, I didn't actually answer your question. I just realized that. But if I had to be a betting man, and just let me say this: I love both guys. They're both really good friends of mine. But if I was going to be betting on that match, I would have to go with Tom Holland, knowing if Bowen is going to be going with that King's move. I think Holland knows how to handle. I think his transformations, like going from a top roll into a press, I think Holland is that guy that can do that, and he will transition into that, and I could see it going that way. But then again, bro, you go against and bet against Bowen, and he could come out with a whole different lane and style, and we could all be faked out thinking where he's going into the King's move, and then he pulls out some rabbit out of the hat, so to say, and you never know. So but if I had to bet something, I think I would go with Holland that day, and that is not taking anything from Bowen at all. I just think Tom Holland knows how to handle the King's move.
What you guys know? What else is nice, man?
What's
you
that?
Guys also have Bogdan Stoica going against Jason Merlo. So either way, that sets up for an interesting match afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And can we please call Jason Merlo? I think he's got to have a new nickname, Jason Merlo. He is Mr. Knuckles Up, bro. This is the only dude that has been on every single card. And I mean, I think he's 3-1 now. This dude is whoever you put him in front of him, he's handling. And seeing that dude's hand, and it's just unreal. And seeing him on the afterpull table, I mean, this dude, again, he was kind of like Jordan, where he just was lining everybody up. The dude just had a super match, and he went about 2 hours straight of just being a ninja. And that hand, bro, he doesn't even care weight classes, bro. It doesn't really matter with him.
He gets to train with Marcio all the time. So, like, Jason's another one of those built different, but, like, it's just this slow progression. And like he's a great guy, right? And he's an amazing arm wrestler. So we're just like, you want this one? He goes, I think that'll work. And then he just keep on a big trajectory. And we've look at it, like he's 3-1, and he's had some tough matchups, like some really incredible matchups. And this one obviously went. I thought it was going to be a little bit tougher for Jason, to be honest. I think in terms of side pressure wise, they're a match, and I think it was basically Jason's hand just won this match for him.
That was
yeah,
everything. But I'm telling you, just seeing that 1 centimeter when you know when Drew got his shoulder behind it,
oh yeah,
you could see there could be a problem there. And I think
Yep.
Merlo recognized that, and him being the table technician he knew if he let him over that 1 centimeter and got that shoulder behind it, could be a bad day. So he was not allowing that. And that hand, I mean, you could just see the back pressure in the hand right there was just
wicked.
Yeah, it was another level, man. But yo, I gotta say, I'm a new fan of Drew, bro. That dude is the real deal. Got to see him on the after pull tables. Was very impressed at his style, and I mean, he goes into these break arm positions for anybody else, and he just looks comfortable.
Why did Chris? You gotta tell me, like, is it something in the water over there? Because the Japanese guys, these Korean dudes, like, they love just getting in the most absurd positions, and they don't stop. Beck, Tochi, Ju, Ji-Hoo Min, they will literally be in like the most absurd position and just keep going.
What's up with Bach? What's the update with him, man? Because that is one of the dudes that I've come like one of my favorite to watch. I really like his style. I like when I met him in person and all. Are we gonna see him anytime soon at any of these Knuckles Up coming up?
Yeah, let's just say if all goes well, you'll be able to watch him again.
Let's don't leave him that much hanging. Long story short, it is public knowledge that he did suffer a pretty severe injury about 3 months ago, I want to say now. But in his elbow, he is on the mend. So it's kind of one of those we're contacting each other every few days, and once he gives us the go ahead, as long as it's far enough out from the event, which it should be, he'll be pulling.
Yep.
Well, I just kind of tricked you on that because I was trying to figure out if he was going to be in the next 5 or 6 matches that are going to be announced. But I think it's safe to say we won't see him in January. So I got one answer for us guys.
You should be seeing him in January. Not won't. We should.
Oh, so he will be healed up.
As long as everything goes well, he will be in January.
Well, guys, we just got stummed. We got a bomb right there. We know he's one of the matches in there. There we go.
If it goes well.
Okay.
The matchup, that's the bomb.
Yeah.
That's the bomb, diggity.
But
I'm a fan of him. I like him a lot. And the other guy is Toshi, which I was telling you, Chris, that I really want to get him on the channel.
Yep.
And I know your wife is his translator and probably one of the only translators that could translate for him. And I'm hoping, guys, maybe that first week of October that we're gonna get him on. And I don't think he's been on anybody's YouTube channel or anything. I think I had that conversation with him. So I'm really looking forward to get that one on here so you guys could learn about him. Got to meet him twice in person. Just great character. I mean, the dude is just a monster when you see him in person, and to come in there and beat Matarangi 3-0, like that was just next level. Crazy. Really good puller, man. So looking forward to that one for sure.
Yep, and then obviously, as Israel said, Jason and Bogdan Stoika, which is going to be absolutely crazy.
Yep, so finally have him on the card.
Yep, finally going to have him on the card. And then, as we mentioned prior, the legend himself, Ron Bath, is coming versus Mario Tambakis. That one is going to be very interesting. Mario was very, very excited about that match. And Ron, I will say, it was one of the coolest, exciting things. Literally, maybe like an hour into the pay-per-view, I'm always looking at my phone because Chris and I are texting each other. Oh, this has to whatever. And I just look at my WhatsApp and it's Ron Bath. Love the show. If you have room, I'd love to be on January 25th. And I was just like, Ron motherfucking Bath. Like,
when a legend hits you guys up to get on your card, you are doing things right, fellas. That is
awesome. It was so cool.
We got to talk about that one, guys. Matt, I'm going to start off with you, brother. Prediction: Mario Tambakis against the legend Ron Bath. Man, is Mario ready for this challenge?
Oh, I love this matchup. This is one of the most exciting ones for me as well. Obviously, with Ryan Bowen, Mario Tambakis, Lachlan Adair, all these guys coming from this region of the world and getting the opportunity to get the spotlight to get on the main stage again. Some of the legends of American arm wrestling, and Ron Bath is absolutely one of those men. And I know he's been pulling for 42 years, which is how old I am. That is, he started with 1981 when I was born. So getting to meet him and getting to see him take on Ryan in person, you could see that there at the Arm Gods event in Valhalla. But Ron is just unstoppably strong, and he just seems to just stay at that elite level no matter what. And so this matchup is a massive test for Mario. I mean, you know, we saw Ron Barth able to beat Ryan Bowen 3-0, and it's sort of a, you know, maybe it's a revenge, maybe it's a we'll see if we can throw another Australian at Ron Barth and see how it plays out. But yeah, it is a fantastic matchup, and I can't wait to see it.
Well, how does it go, bro? Who's going to get the win that day?
Well, it's really tough. I mean, Mario is even looking unstoppable. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better. He's only a young man as well. He's mid-20s. And every time I've seen him compete, he's done phenomenally well. You know, he won the Arizona State titles. He's won the Australian national titles. You know, he's won matches on knuckles up. But yeah, when you're going against Ron Barth, it's just that question mark of, well, this is the absolute elite level. Like, if you're good enough to beat Ron Barth, like, you belong in this sport at the absolute upper end. So, yeah, how it goes, I'd say Ron is probably the favorite just on his history and experience. But I know that Mario will be seeing this as his biggest opportunity, and he'll be putting absolutely everything he's got into it.
Yep.
Israel, your thoughts on this match? You got to pick one, and you got to bet the house on it.
All right, this is a really interesting match. Mario is on a tear. That dude has everything to gain from this, and I hope he wins. But Ron is going to go right where he is strong, and I think that's going to play a big factor in the match. I honestly think that Mario is the underdog in this, and I think Ron Barth is going to win. But man, I'm hoping Mario pulls through and can do it, because I think it's going to be about whether he's strong enough at this point, and I think he could be.
I know Mario is a young lion that is out to prove himself and get his name out there. And I don't know, man. I just seeing his progression and seeing, you know, what he did against Plowman, which I don't think anybody in the place expected that day. I was so proud of him. I actually lost my voice during that match, which, you know, I was yelling quite a bit the whole event, but that one was one of those that just set me off in the energy. And Mario actually came up to me after, and he was like, bro, I just got to say, all I heard was you screaming the whole time, and it got him going. He said his energy levels, and he just thanked me so much for that. So you know, keep it up, Mario. Love to see this progression. And I honestly, I don't know what level he's at, man, because, you know, anybody you put him in front, he just keeps shocking us. So, you know, this is going to really give us, you know, where he's at. He's going against one of the best ever, and I'm just very excited that you guys got this going down. You know, this is going to be a great card for sure.
And Candy Passmore, the message that she sent is also very true. She said that after marrying Angie, you know, Ron has been kind of on a climb again, and I agree. I think Ron is in a very strong place right now.
Yeah, I agree. Angie, oh my God, Angie Rose, that is another legend, and I think both of them just help each other level up. You know, both of them, you know, they're in each other's corners. They're, you know, they're both so experienced, you know, world-class pullers. So I think them just being together, and you know, it just made them that much strong, and that is the true definition of a power couple right there. So shout out to them for sure. Yeah, man, I am so excited about this event. You know, it's just, you know, it gets better and better. I can't wait to see what Knuckles Up has got, you know, up its sleeve for the next one. I know you guys just keep, you know, each one, it gets better, and you guys keep, you know, updating things and just, you know, bring it to a whole new level. So guys, I really encourage you guys, you know, we got plenty of time right now. Start putting, you know, money in the piggy bank, whatever you got to do. You got to get there in person. We also have a great tournament going on that day. It's an Arnold qualifier finals, you know, so this is the last one that you're going to be able to get in. You got to show up for this one. Let's show up for these guys. Let's support them. Come have a great time, get your pulling in, and then enjoy an amazing show after. And I also want to bring up where can guys get in touch with you if they want to sponsor the event and all? I know you guys got a whole stack full of sponsors, but always looking for more. And you know, where can they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, sure. So definitely one of the easiest ways is to reach out to us through our Instagram of the High Five AW. But you can also shoot myself or Chris. It's will@thehighfiveaw.com and Chris with a K, Kris at thehighfiveaw.com. That is our email. So that is the two best ways, either through Instagram or through our email. But we're also on Facebook, all of our socials. We do read every message that is sent to us. So please, we'd love to work with you guys. But don't forget, don't miss. We have to announce the last one that we had there. Sarah Backman.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about the top. This is the one that this is buzzing around everywhere. This is
Sarah
the one.
Backman, Ellen Janheim.
Yes, so Ellen Janheim is actually a world champion as well, and this is going to be the first time that Sarah has pulled one of the Swedes. I think she had told us in 12 years. So this is on her comeback tour to kind of prove that Sarah's back on the main stage, to kind of show the world that she hasn't gone anywhere, and an opportunity for an up-and-comer like Ellen to prove that she can kind of beat one of the women goats in the sport. So it's going to be big for sure.
Yeah.
And the weight cap, 75 kilograms. And, a couple people are in the chat and they're like, yo, we need a conversion over here in pounds. So Matt's our guy for that. What is 75 kilograms in pounds?
It is exactly 165 pounds.
Oh, wow. So let me just report back because, me and Sarah, we stay in touch, and it's just so weird that we always stay at the same weight. When I went and trained with her, I think I was 186.4 and I think she was 186.1. And then we just met up at, this past Knuckles Up, and, we always check in with our weights are. And I'm like, so where you at weight wise? And she was at 176 and I was at 179. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, we're always staying like real close with that weight wise. And I got to mention, man, I couldn't believe what she looked like. Sarah Bachman is always just, prime athlete, always lives in the gym and all. And to see her drop, 10 pounds and still keep that strength level up was just amazing. She literally lined up the whole place. And Will, you felt some of that fury, bro. I had that on the video and all, and it's like he was handling you a little on that table, bro.
Hold on. If you had continued that video, she goes on to say, "You're a very nice arm wrestler."
So you got the pat on the butt after, bro. For getting
you have to remember, as serious as Sarah, you want a little bit of Will, I'll give it to you. No, but all seriousness, she is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
I was beyond shocked because, like we said, Nadia Wilczynski comes to our practice all the time, and Nadia is incredibly strong, but she's also incredibly fast, and she's a lot lighter, right, than Sarah is. Sarah, however, she's just as fast and wicked strong. So actually, look, this is a perfect example. You see where she's holding and allowing Jody to take everything? That's what happened, Paul. Okay. It was like, I'm literally like, I'm in the thing and I'm like, take it. Get the pin. Why are you trying to make me look bad, Paul? Okay.
I got to throw this one little thing that you might not have heard that day, bro. And, this went on. And when I first see Nadia came up to me and, Nadia was talking about, her little beef and drama on Facebook that, I went under. It was between her and Liz Mozek. And, she made it clear that, she does want that to eventually happen one day, so the hint, maybe something like that in the future. But the next thing that she said, the next sentence was, I want to test myself in the next year against Sarah Bachman, and she would love to meet her in the weight. And Nadia said she's willing to go up in weight. And also now, fast forward about 10 minutes, we go upstairs and, we ordered the burgers. You guys had amazing. One of the sponsors, was it Super Burgers? Was it?
Burger Play.
What was it called?
Burger Play.
Burger Play. Okay, well, that place was just amazing. So we're eating our burgers, stuff in our face and everything. And now who's standing next to me? I got Nadia on one side. I got Sarah Bachman on the other. So, of course, me, instigating as a promoter and all. And I'm like, yo, Sarah, you got to hear what Nadia just said to me downstairs. So Sarah was like, what? I was like, she wants a match with you in the next year. And she's willing to come up in weight. And Sarah goes, well, actually, now it all makes sense because now I just found out that she's going to be at 165 pounds. She goes, well, I'm actually coming down in weight. Maybe we could meet and, make this happen. So, that's something that I would love to see personally. I got the feel, Nadia, I didn't get on a table, but I felt her in the air, and that hand is the real deal. And all I could say is, that is one of the strongest female hands I've felt, in my lifetime. And the only person that I felt that had that kind of like, hand as far as females was Egley, and that was in Turkey.
That's pretty
so
cool.
Yeah, Nadia is, she's that level, and I did not expect that. I didn't expect her to be as strong in the hand. So, that is definitely something I want to get out there in the universe. And I know you guys are the ones that, possibly could make that happen in the future. Yeah. So maybe in a year from now, maybe, Knuckles Up 7, 8, or, something around there, we can make something like that eventually happen.
Definitely.
But
that would be wicked.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing that out there. So
I have to see that one.
Yeah, we what do you call it? I think I saw in the chat one of the people were asking as well, like possibly getting Jocelyn Bryson on a future card. So we have reached out to her, and that is definitely one of the names that we're working on getting on a future card as well. She's I think it just happened to be like a scheduling conflict. That's why we couldn't get her on. But yeah, we're trying to kind of amass our roster of women to kind of compete, because we have tons of women overseas that are looking to get matches. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. We don't have to kind of compete against just North American women playing against each other. There's so many other athletes that are on the world level that are just waiting to get to the US.
Yeah, actually, Matt, Ryan was telling us about some superstars coming out of India now too, some of the women.
Oh yeah, they're going to be there for 3 weeks. This is the official commentary right here.
Yeah, very excited. Super happy for you guys. That's awesome.
Man, we need you scouting it out over there. And, he's going to be on the buzz every week. And, we already talked that out. He's going to grab some of the Indian athletes and, bring them on if, it works out time-wise and all. But, keep that in mind, man. We definitely interested to hear what you guys got going over there and see if we could snag a few over and Knuckles Up. That would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the exciting things about what Knuckles Up is doing, is that they're giving a spotlight to some of the countries or some of the athletes that are phenomenally good arm wrestlers, but just have never had the opportunity to be broadcast to the bigger audiences, especially the North American audiences. So there are amazing arm wrestlers all around the world, and that's why I love what Knuckles Up is doing, is that they're bringing people in from all around the world to showcase their skills.
Thank you.
And guys, please, if you're in this chat right now, first off, hit the thumbs up, get me going in the algorithm and all, and then let's get over to their YouTube channel. They should have by far a lot more subscribers by now, so we need you guys to get over there, subscribe to them. They got tons of content coming. I know they got a couple other, shows under their own podcast and everything that are going to be going down and all. So definitely let's get over there and subscribe, and let's get their numbers up for sure.
Yeah, and I think Will, there is one match that we can announce that isn't on that post that you made, right?
Wait a minute.
Is there
refresh my memory here? Where are they from again?
There's a man coming from let's say hell.
You mean the Hellboy himself?
Yes.
Matthias Schlitt from Germany is going to be at Knuckles Up 5. Where's
you guys? Wow.
I don't know, but I'm excited. Listen here, ladies and gentlemen. The Hellboy himself is coming all the way to Knuckles Up 5. And who will be facing, sir?
Cody Wood from Georgia.
Wood from Georgia. It is about to go down. Couple light guys, but we can't count those guys out.
Yeah.
Matthias Schlitt, for any of you guys who don't know, the Hellboy, he is one of those rare people who has an arm twice the size of the other one because of a quote-unquote, there we go. Man, is this Matt? Are you this fast with these things?
Jesus.
God, I love it.
On speed dial,
but yeah, he is going to be, that is not Photoshop. That is how he is. He was actually at a practice for the high five just a few months ago. And now he will be officially on Knuckles Up 5. So we are very, very, very excited about that.
Yep, with an up-and-comer Cody Wood that's done great in the 154 round robin, even pulled up to the 176s. So again, giving an opportunity to those guys just to see them on the big stage, to see how they stack up against some overseas talent.
Yeah, shout out to LeRae Jenkins. That was at his round robins, and Cody Wood won that at the 154s, and then came in second, I believe, in the 176s, which nobody's seen that coming, man. That dude is just an absolute beast, bro, and he's probably got the best hair in arm wrestling. So
the dude is a freak of nature too. I think he holds some like pull-up world records or something like that.
Yeah, he's shredded. Yeah,
the dude is insane. Like honestly, his performance just got overshadowed because of what Hunter did that day, but the dude is serious. The dude is serious.
Cody
I know
was-
he shocked everybody with coming in second place for sure. That was next level, and now it all makes sense with Hellboy. He hit me up. I think it was a couple weeks back, and he introduced himself, and I was wondering. I'm like, what made him come out of nowhere? Now it all makes sense now, and I'm connecting the dots right now.
Yeah,
So,
he's and definitely have him on it. He's such a cool dude.
Oh, yeah.
His story is so great, and he's like, once again, he's one of those really, really, really nice guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I can't wait to see him in action. That is going to be a good one. Definitely for sure. Gonna check that one out. And I'm so glad you guys announced that on here. That's some big news for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
What else? Is there anything else that you guys want to touch on, or did we pretty much nail everything down? Is there anything we missed?
I think that's just about everything. Did you want to go through like the qualifiers that are coming up, or is there something else?
No, I mean, yeah. So yeah, we do have qualifiers that are coming up this weekend. We have one in upstate New York. We have another one that Mikey is setting up in what do you call it? Indiana. Exactly. Yep. And then we have
that's September 28th. It's this Saturday, going down in Indiana, guys. So if you're in that area, I know there's probably going to be a huge turnout because I think like the 4 or 5 surrounding states all make the drive. I threw an event. I helped promote Cobra's Classic over there, and those guys really show up, man. Tons of competition out there, and I'm expecting a real big turnout for that. And Mikey's one of our guys that we support, Pro Gear Arm Wrestling League. He's just doing great things for the sport. I mean, the dude is literally buying up all the leagues everywhere. I think he owns Puerto Rican Arm Wrestling League. He just bought out Flow Arm Wrestling League and teamed up with Brandon Morris, who another great guy that I know from Florida. He used to throw. He's actually the guy that started the FAL League and got all that going, united all of Florida, and then he sold that over to Chance, and then now he went and opened his own Flow Arm Wrestling, and then him and Mikey have just joined forces, which that is an amazing thing. I'll be down there based at my condo starting in January. I'm going to probably do like 6 months down there and just really start dialing in with arm wrestling again, and start hitting up all the practices and tournaments and all that. So looking forward to that. So if you're in Indiana, definitely support him. Show up. You're going to get qualified for the Arnold. So that's just an amazing thing coming up. What else qualifiers you got coming up after that?
Yep. So again, Matt is amazing. So we have Florida that's coming up later on in October. And if you keep scrolling down, you'll see that we also have the BMF, which is Lucky's online one. Also for the women, BMF is a huge one that we're going to have out in Missouri. I know we're talking with Don. Austin Tevis is looking to kind of rock the world on that one and get on the Arnold stage, which is going to be cool. I think later on we even have King of the North and also Ohio, Virginia, and Texas State too. How could I forget? We're going to have some really good athletes coming from all over the country and the world that are going to be coming to the finals. But yeah, Ryan Espy is the one hosting one in December out in Manitoba.
Hell yeah. And another shout out, Ryan Gronin, the 98, and myself, and a bunch of all the organizations. We're all coming together, and it's going to be called the Roundtable, and we're going to be doing monthly Zooms and just kind of connect everybody together and kind of help each other out, spotlight in each other's events, and we're all going to start going to just supporting each other out, which I never thought that could happen, where all the North American organizations come together. It used to be everybody was at competition with each other, but we've all kind of united, so to say, and all. And that's just an amazing thing that we got coming up. And I think the first meeting is going to be that first week of October. I'm thinking it's October 5th, but I could be wrong, but it's definitely that first week. But I know you guys are part of that. I know Pro Gear, there's just a huge list. I think it's 20-some people. I know Matt's part of it as well. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing thing. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. It'll probably be going down. I don't know if it's going to be on the 98 channel or we'll figure all that out and keep everybody posted with that. But great stuff coming with that as well. And yeah, guys, I just want to thank you guys for coming on. It's always a pleasure. I love everything you guys are doing for the sport. I'm 100% with you guys, and I think most of North America is as well. You guys have stepped up the game of North American arm wrestling, and we just really appreciate it, guys.
No, thank you.
100%.
And I mean, actually, the final note too is having yourself on Talks of the Table in the next upcoming weeks as we lead into the story of Knuckles Up 5. You know, you're going to be hopping on, helping us kind of interview the athletes and getting more stories behind them. That's something we want to really invest in upcoming for this event, because we have so many cool stories from, you know, finding out Mate is a tattoo artist for 20 years and may or not be giving Will a tattoo at Knuckles Up 5, you know.
Oh man,
things like learning about Toshi being like a stone worker, and you know, there's so many cool stories about how these matchups happen and these athletes outside the table, and I think partnering with yourself is a great opportunity to do that.
Yep, 100%.
I can't wait. I am looking so forward to that, guys. And any way I could help you guys out, and you know, I'm on a mission. I want to help you guys grow the YouTube channel and just get some great interviews going. So I think us collaborating is going to do wonders for everybody, for sure.
100%. For sure. Appreciate it.
Did you try Matarangi's sniffing stuff before you go out to a match? The smelling salt?
I didn't even know he had it. I got some wicked ones I gotta give him. Oh man,
he's got his own brand. He's own brand of, and they're so ridiculously strong. I've never used it before, and he had it just in the kitchen when we were staying at, you know, for one of our events, and I was like, oh, you know, can I give it a go? And he's like, yeah, and he goes, just take the lid off and have a quick sniff and put the lid back on like quickly, because you know. And I was like, all right, nice. And I took a sniff, and I felt like somebody had gotten my nose and just pushed me back. Like I was getting pressed in, like someone was pressing into my face. And I'm like, ah!
I love it.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's kind of like half a joke, half true. Like we're trying to actually, we were joking about it. I don't know if he's like actually serious. Maybe on that Thursday, if anyone comes down early for the tournament or is in the area, we might do some flash tattoos that
like some Knuckles Up tattoos if anybody wants one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hell yeah. So you got to get somebody with a tramp stamp. They got to get the tramp stamp with the Knuckles Up on it.
You guys got to get Jason Merlo to get one of those.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I got to say this. Well, I had one question for you guys. I didn't get to ask you guys. Yo, with the brass knuckles, you guys are giving out brass knuckles. How are they getting on flights with that? You guys know that's illegal. I mean, it could be paperweights.
First of all, it's an award.
But
it's not.
That's a fine line. I know from my past and all that. You could get in some trouble with those.
So that actually worked out. So the way that we obviously checked with like TSA, a lot of it is because of the shape that it is now. It's not as obvious it's a weapon because it's like plated in the front, if that makes sense. It's so bulky. So a lot of them just check them into their check-in bags, and it's worked fine.
Yeah, thankfully.
If I would have knew that back in the day, there'd be people with those in the forehead. A lot of
them. Dude, those are sick, man. Those are cool.
That's something we had actually been thinking about. Was it since Knuckles Up 2, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it just took a while. We finally found a manufacturer and we're able to get those done. And there, when you a funny story about those. So a good friend of ours, Steve Zell.
Oh yeah.
Zell Jeweler, man, Steve Jeweler.
Right, amazing jeweler. If you guys need anything, please hit him up on Instagram. He's absolutely incredible. He helped us design them, and we were like, you know what? We should probably make the finger holes a lot bigger, and we did. And they're still not big enough.
Yeah, like Mate's holding on like 3 fingers.
Yeah, he was holding on to it like this. Like I'm like, okay, I guess we got to make the holes literally another ½ inch bigger.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on now.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty wild.
One other thing, I need a couple of these shirts, bro. I see these athletes with all of them. I just seen Judy and I think Paulina got their shirts and all. And now that we're doing the podcast together, I need me some Knuckles Up shirts with my name on the back, bro. I want to be part of the crew.
Your address, I know we have it already, but just text it to us again.
Okay, perfect.
But one thing we will be doing at Knuckles Up 5 is having some blank jerseys for retail this time. So other than just our normal like branded t-shirt that we do for every event, we will have jerseys for sale this time. So people can like wear their swag throughout the whole event and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we already have the jersey designed for the next one, courtesy of the designer over here.
It's
looking pretty sick.
I'm gonna text it to you.
Okay.
Should I text it to him?
Yeah, you should definitely.
I'm gonna text.
If you text it, you got to get me one, bro. You can't tease me like that.
I'll text it to you, but all I want is your reaction. You can't show anybody.
Okay.
This is a surprise that the athletes don't even see until the night of.
Okay. And then I got to tell you this, guys. You know, I went and I got my swag pack and all with the shirts and the little poster. But I went and got the big poster, and I went and bought a couple of shirts. I just want to let you guys know, you guys are now replacing all my East versus West shirts. I have them all hanging on my gym. Well, I got the first one for my collection, and now we're gonna have the whole top of my gym is gonna be all knuckles up shirts. And I went and got them all autographed from everybody there.
That's so awesome.
And then the posters getting framed as we speak. You know, I'm gonna find a spot in here for the smaller one in my studio, and then the large one will be in the official gym downstairs. And also, Israel, when you see it, you'll get to see all these shirts, and you know, I'll start taking videos. And but the collection is starting right now, bro.
Matt, thank you so much for bringing that up. A lot of people don't know, if you go to thehigh5aw.com, you can click our merchandise store, and you can actually get any of these pieces of merchandise shipped directly to your home. It is absolutely great, high quality. Chris and I have just about, I think, one of pretty much every single item. And it's super cool, and it's all sublimated, really nice, custom stuff sent right to your home. But Paul, like I said, I'm putting gold in your hands here now.
Yeah.
You're safe with it, bro. I won't show anybody.
I
But
know. You're a man of your word, and that's one thing I love about you. So here we go. All right.
Yeah.
This is getting sent right.
Well, what I want to know is, can we get one of those backpacks on the website? Because those are sick, dude.
That is a very commonly asked question, and to be really frank, honestly, what's tough about the backpacks is, like, when you're placing an order, if you guys don't know, certain times you have a certain MOQ. So like an MOQ on a backpack like that, if you're not like paying a high premium, which we have to because we get a small, it's like 400 of them. So we got to drop like 10K in backpacks. You know what I mean? So it's a little tough, but we're working on it.
Yeah. Our goal is, like, because we've gotten such a great response with that, is something that, you know, maybe in person you can purchase. You know what I mean? You can be part of the experience that way. And we're trying to, again, every event we try to up ourselves in terms of what we get the athletes. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, and I was gonna say, Paul, one of the funny things was I was talking to Judy about it.
Bro, this is hot, man. Yeah, this is. I really like these. You guys are gonna go nuts over this, man. That's fire right there. Yeah, I'm a fan for sure. And I got to ask this one other question: is Judy and Paulina at the next one? Because I mean, they are just, you know, they are blowing up. They are like the stars everybody's talking about. And I don't know if you guys seen. There's a podcast. I just seen it yesterday. Chris Gabi's back, and you know, Chris Gabi, you know, he might be, you know, known as like the troll of arm wrestling, and I know he's got a lot of enemies, but he made a list of, you know, the top 10 hottest women in arm wrestling, and I couldn't believe, like, you know, they were doing this, and I was just like, oh my god, this could really ruffle some feathers, and you know, a couple of people's wives were on the list and all, but Judy was, I think, at the top of the list, or she was either 1 or 2. And I was like, holy shit, Judy's really getting out there, and she's got her own fan club, and you know, so I think there are a lot of fans of Paulina and Judy. So
I'll tell you something, like, people sleep on Judy. She is one of the most important people in the whole community of arm wrestling. Like, Chris and I can 100% say that there are so many athletes, so many matchups that she helped us facilitate. And she does it out of the goodness of her heart. And she is such a good, like, it frustrates me because there's people that have openly said this, that, I'm like, listen, she is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best referee on the face of the planet. And I truly mean that. She's absolutely fair. She knows everything. Look, you can see here, she's worked at the biggest promotion. She's worked at Top 8. She worked at Knuckles Up. She's been all over the place. And she is just, her track record and her, you know, Rolodex of achievements for being a referee is just, it's second to none.
Yeah, 18 years in the sport. And again, we have no shame in saying that, you know, between myself, Will, obviously Joe on the head of his group, and then Judy, I think are the top 4 that without these 4 things working, cogs working in unison, there would be no Knuckles Up.
Yeah,
you know
100%.
I mean? So she goes way beyond like just being a referee for us.
Side note, though, that headset, even though probably super uncomfortable, looks really cool.
Like
she looks like she's like in the pit crew right now. Like,
looks official.
Yeah, very cool.
And just to talk about that podcast that with the top 10, Candy just said, and I was bugging when they said they put Candy Pazimore as number 5, and I'm thinking in my head, do they know Paul Pazimore is an ex-MMA fighter and the real deal? Be careful what you guys say and all, but yes, Candy made the list on there. Shout out to Candy and all, and you guys should check out that list. I couldn't believe when they started running down this. I'm like, oh my god, but Gabi is he's got no filter, and he is funny sometimes, but that was definitely a good one. And to see Judy on there was pretty cool and all, and she definitely got a fan club, as we could see. Drew's definitely a fan over here for real. But I hope to see them at all the Knuckles Up and all. Definitely a great asset for sure.
Yeah, we spoke to her. Hopefully get her on a podcast as well, so you guys can learn a little bit more of her story as well.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I will definitely get them on. I'll talk to them, and maybe we could do that other podcast. We could get them on as well.
Yep. 100%.
All right, fellas. I was great having you guys on tonight, and we'll be in touch. And thank you again, guys.
Yep, always a pleasure, guys.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great night, guys. So, guys, we have another guest, and I'm really sorry. I've had him he's been waiting off stage for like the last 45 minutes and all. We ran a little late, but we got everything out of these Knuckles Up guys. They were dropping bombs left and right. So, now we got my man Cole Rabin in the house out of Louisiana, and he just had a big super match this past weekend against William Palmer. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's on my YouTube channel. I put it up there. There was a lot of controversy back and forth with these guys. We were on the 98 podcast for the last I'd say month and a half, and a lot of hype going and a lot of shit talking going on. Cole, how you doing, brother?
What's up, guys? The Arm Wrestling Buzz Show. I made it, y'all. What's up?
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Glad to have you on here.
How you doing? I know you didn't like that match. We'll talk about it, buddy. Israel, what's up, man?
How's it going, man? I saw the match. It was a good match.
I know Matt didn't like it because he was talking about when Devin and Chance. I was watching a podcast before this earlier today. I said, oh, man, when I seen Matt talking about that, I'm like, oh, Matt thinks I'm a terrible person, man.
No, not at all, man. I know you're a good guy. I've chatted with you many times on the 98 show. And obviously for you to get riled up like that, I know how nice of a person you are. So to see you getting sort of frustrated.
Yeah, as long as nobody going to sit there and call me fat and weak and tell me they're going to take my family's money and this and that. As long as you don't do all them things, I'm not gonna come in there acting like a asshole to you. You know what I mean,
Matt? I think you might not know who Palmer is.
To anybody who was offended or anything, I am sorry about my action. It was a little unprofessional of me, but I really don't even remember any of it, bro, except the arm wrestling. Everything else was just took over me. You know what I mean?
I did like the after you got the win on the first round that you said to the opponent, you were like, why don't you just give me $400? You can take 100 and you can go home right now.
I like to give somebody a way out, you know what I mean? And I knew I could kill him. And in the third and fourth round, I tried to hold him. And I'll give him credit. I can't hold his press without me going with it, you know what I mean? Going into it a little bit. I just tried to stonewall him, and I couldn't do that. He's strong. His press is strong. If he tried to top roll me, I could have did it, but he just went straight into that hard press that he has, and I couldn't hold it straight up. But just going in with him though, it was cake then. But it was fun, man. I ain't gonna lie. That little bit of money on the line like that, I've never done that, and it made it the element made it a little more fun and made me definitely a lot more intense.
So let me give everybody a little context so you guys could hear how everything came about and all, because, there was a lot of rumors going out, and I have one of these whack jobs, I posted them up today, and he just has it out for me. And, he's spreading the rumor that I set up this match and that I was like the mastermind behind it. And, we set this guy up and all that. And that is so far from the truth. And anybody that's been following it, it started off on the 98 podcast. We're on there every Friday night. And, with Ryan Grondin and all the crew. And, it's kind of just like, we don't all just speak arm wrestling. It's just kind of like a hangout, and it goes on 7-8 hours a night on a Friday night. Some nights we have a couple of drinks and all, and we just kind of just let loose and just have a good time. And so a lot of things come from that. We get matches and all, and a lot of shit talking. Somebody doesn't like somebody, and we got this guy Palmer. He's a good guy, man. At the end of the day, he's another character in our sport. He comes from the AWU crew, which they're a bit of wild guys, and a lot of them don't have filters and all. And Palmer is one of those real controversial guys, but he also gets a lot of views, and a lot of people either love him or they hate him. And so Palmer was on there, and I think you kind of catch us up. I don't remember how it all started and all. What, do you guys started talking shit back and forth a little?
Yeah, we was on there. I never said anything to him. You know what I mean? Besides answering things that he said to me. You know what I mean? And something was going on. He's like, "Oh, Cole, he lost in Mississippi. He went 0-2 in Mississippi. I could beat him." So Paul was like, "Oh, Cole could probably hold you like a baby, man. He's a super heavyweight." I think Cole's pretty serious. From what I've been seeing, and this is everything, and then he's like, "Oh, Cole's a weak bitch. I beat him." And that, once you call me that, that's that point of disrespect to where it turns into you're my target, because I'm nice to everybody. I get along with everybody. Like, as long as you respect me, I respect you. But as soon as you call me a weak bitch, guess what? That's what happens. That's all I can say, about that. And so Paul was like, let's y'all bet on it. Y'all meet up. And he's like, all right, I'll bet you 1,500, 1,000 on the right, 500 on the left. He got hurt. With rock.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks before, and when I found out that he was pulling 2 weeks before, I was like, "Yo, bro, you can't do this, man. You got $1,500 rolling, and then I bet $500 on the right arm." I asked Cole. I said, "What's your better arm?" He said his right arm, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna throw 500 on there because Palmer has it out for me. Palmer loves calling me the midget, and oh, shut up, midget, you lost to Nanya, and he beat Nanya at one of his super matches. So me and Palmer would, have fun and back and forth with each other. And, he's always messaging me in the middle of the night, and he loves getting under my skin and all. And, sometimes I got a couple of drinks in me, and, I play back with him, man, and we go at it. So I find out that he's taking on another match 2 weeks before. So now I'm livid. I'm like, yo, bro, you're not taking this seriously. You got $2,000 on the line. Why are you pulling another super match 2 weeks before? I said, if you do that, then if you don't show up or you hurt yourself, you're going to forfeit that money. And, everybody was in agreement. If anybody backed out or got any injury, which when Cole took the match, his right arm was, I think it wasn't 100%. You had some elbow problems.
It's still banged up. If my right arm was 100%, it would have been a lot worse.
Well, so that was going on. Now Palmer goes and he hurts himself 2 weeks before on the left arm, and he hits me up right after, and he comes to me first, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull." So right away, I start with the shit talking. Well, bro, you kind of locked in with that. You're responsible for the money and all. And then he starts saying he's not pulling and he's not going to go. And now I'm like really pissed because I knew something like this could happen, and all this lead up for like a month before, every Friday night we're going back and forth. So I kind of started laying into him. So he stepped up. I'll give him that. He said, "You know what, well, let's just transfer everything over to the right arm." I think there was new renegotiations. What did you guys actually pull for? Was it 500?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was gonna go take out a loan and everything because I knew I was gonna beat this kid. It's pretty money for me, right? So I ain't got $1,500 in my bank. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got a mortgage, everything, kids, whatever. And so since he messed up the bet, I went ahead and relieved him of worrying about that and told him, "Look, let's pull from. I can come up with 500. That ain't nothing, And but also we can't forget, if he shows up to AWU, he does have to wear a shirt saying that he is Cole Raven's bitch on the back." That was the original terms, and I left it at that, and he agreed to it. with no money. And then I seen everybody was kind of like, it kind of died down. Nobody was worried. So I said, okay, let's put 500 back on it. You got 500, Paul. That makes it $1,000 still in the line, you know. But anyway, and I kind of tried to explain this to Palmer, and him being a young man, you know. So he tried to throw it in my face, you know. I was like, look, I'm gonna use the $500 that I'm sending my daughter to Washington with as the down payment for Washington, whatever. He's like, oh, I'm gonna take your kid's money. When she's crying, tell her Palmer's got the money for it, So that's really what that's all about right there. And you know, I was gonna try to be nice when I got there because I am older, you know, I'm 38 years old, so I can level off and think things through and show up. I showed up pretty nice, but in that setup, when he tried to,
well, hold on. We can't get to the match yet, bro, because you're forgetting one key point here.
Yeah.
3 hours before I get hit up, and he goes, "I'm not going," and you know, I have finals. And I'm like, yo, bro, whoa. This has been going on for a month and a half. You knew the time, and you're not going to just throw out finals, bro, like we care about that. Like, no, bro, you knew when you took this match, the timing and everything, and you were perfectly fine with this. So he tries backing out. Now, I hit up Cole, and now we're livid, both of us. And I'm like, yo, Cole, I'm holding him to this bet, bro. Like, I'm not like these AEW guys and play games and all and just trolling people. Like, you make a deal with me. There's no ring contract or anything. It's two men made a deal, and I'm holding you to that. So I hit up Palmer and I explained to him, I said, bro, I will be collecting that money, brother. Like, you know what I mean? I will come over to AWU and I'm going to expect my money. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Cole's on the same terms as I am and all that. So he starts going, oh, shut up, you little midget. You're not getting no money, no nothing and all that. And I said, yo, bro, you're testing me. I said, you will find out that I'm not like everybody else, bro. I promise you that. Well, 5 minutes later, Cole gets hit up and he goes, yo, I'm showing up to pull you, but just don't tell Italia. So, of course, you know, Cole hit me up right away and he's like, yo, he's showing up, bro. Don't worry and all that. So I'm like, so I'm still on edge. I'm like, I don't know if this is going down or anything. I don't know, like, if he's just, you know, telling him bullshit and he's not going to show up. Next thing I see, the live feed comes out and I'm like, oh my God, he's there. He really did show up. I'm like, okay, I gave him respect for that and all. And then now let's start off with the match.
Okay, I did miss a few things. Let me go back to when we was talking on the 98 podcast. I tried to tell this guy he don't want to do this. First off, he's coming to Baton Rouge to a practice that me and my friend Sal and a couple of guys he's been knowing for a long time, all super weights. We set up our own little practice in Baton Rouge, and we're kind of the rougher gang, you know what I mean? We're all pretty rough past, and we're all grown up though, you know what I mean? So but heavyweights, I told him he was walking into a lion's den when he walks over there. Like, we're all big, we're all rough looking, we're all crazy, you know. And I warned him, I told him before he came, I said, I said, Palmer, you're walking into a den. When you come, you're going to be scared. You could watch the podcast. I said all this on the podcast and warned him before he got there. So it wasn't a mystery what he was walking into. But at the same time, I give him balls for showing up. You could tell in that video he was very scared. All that stuff they're saying about the jailhouse, whatever. Like I said, I told he was walking into. So that's that. And then, like you said, I will confirm Palmer tried to play them games saying, don't tell Paul. He wants to make Paul mad. Whatever. Of course, it got back to Paul. I'm telling my guys everything on my chat. You know, I got a chat full of guys. We're tight, man. Anybody messes with us on the AWU chat, you're going to have 5 to 6, 7 missiles coming at you from every single one of our guys. Just letting y'all know right now. That's how, I mean, I'm sure y'all have noticed. Every time you say something bad about me, Christian, Sal, Danny, Isaac, Ben Liggett, Tillman, and we're all coming to AWU and we all got each other's back. You know what I mean? And we're not trying to say that as like a fighting, intimidating way. It's just we're a team, man. We're sticking together. And we're showing up at AWU. I'm an amateur semi-pro. I've been pulling for a year and 8 months. So, you know, I got a lot of work to do.
So the match starts off, man, and you know, that round one, you could see the aggression. Cole is not playing, you know, he's thinking of everything that Palmer said, and you know,
No,
he's
what
taking his
happened is
owner's money and all.
what triggered me is he's trying to play around in the setup and not getting a fair grip. He wants to try to automatically he wants to try to rise over and play games. So I said, come here, right here, right here. And he kept trying to pull up. So I slammed him. I was mad, you know what I mean? Seeing Devin Larrett and Matt Mask and watching all these videos and seeing all these guys that does play a little bit in the whenever you step up to that table and you're intense, you know. For the lolly, you know, is in mine. I'm that kind of guy. I get intense, you know.
Well, the first
Yeah,
round,
he's trying to stay real high up there, you know. His arm is taller than mine, so it's like, come here, dude, just get in a good set grip. And then Christian was hard on me, dude. He's like, trust me, I'm gonna get everything set up, you know. He's a good ref, and he was the only one that could bully us into the middle and get us under control, you know, for what everything was going on. So he did a great job, no matter what anybody says.
yeah, no, he was definitely a neutral ref. You know, they were
he
actually your crowd was actually
play.
was calming you down. I heard it. They're like,
Yeah.
yo, come on, be fair here.
Well, listen, the whole gang was telling me to shut up, and I said, fuck all y'all. He was talking shit about, you know, I was livid, bro. I'm sorry. I told every one of them, fuck every one of y'all. You know what I mean? I was just that high, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to fight nobody, but like I'm here to arm wrestle. This is where I'm gonna do my fighting, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, and then you talk shit about my family, and then there's no holds barred there, you know?
Well, I gotta say, so the first two rounds, it was like, all right, I'm like, oh, money's in the bag. We just, you know, I just won 500 here. I'm all happy. And then round 3 comes around, and Cole was playing with him a little, and Palmer showed his secret weapon, bro. And I gotta say, bro, that dude's press is the real deal. You know,
I could not stonewall it, you know, like no hit. That's what I tried. No hit at all. Just boom, catch it. And he just boom, he falls on your arm so hard. And my arm's kind of short right there. And when I curved in, it was already on the pad. Curve in on the pad. If I had longer arms, you know, I could probably catch it. But no, I tried a different angle to stop him in the 4th round on his second pin on me. I tried to put more shoulder and more curve in and try to hold him there without a hit, and it didn't work again. His press hits hard and fast.
Yeah,
so I'll give him that.
So he won 2 rounds right then. It came back, and now we're at 2-2. And now I'm on the edge of the seat, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go, bro. Because
now I'm just gonna do what I did the first 2 rounds and hit on the go.
But I'm over there, and now I'm
hit on the go right there?
It's not the 500 I got on the line. It's just hearing Palmer for the next 6 months of what he would have did to me.
Listen, Paul, I'm a man. I'm a man. I was worried shitless, bro. I was like, oh shit, can I stop this? Because I tried to stonewall it twice, and I thought I could, bro. But it was a whole different thing. But when I hit into it with my shoulder and my side pressure, it just completely stops it.
Hell yeah.
I could have probably held him at like, 10 o'clock or something like that for a while and played with him, but I couldn't just hold him.
There's a lot of talking in there, talking about my man Israel over here, and Israel's on the men's right now. He's trying to recover. He just got over surgery with the right hand, but I was telling the Louisiana boys about my boy. That's our big super heavyweight, and he's on my team in North Cal, and he is one of the top North Cal pullers in the supers, and he's a young lion that is just, he's been pulling since he's 16. How old are you now, Israel? Oh, we lost your audio, bro.
Sorry, I'm 26 now.
26. So he's 10 years in the game and all. And I don't think Cole's ready for a match like that, but I would love just for everybody to come together. I invited all the Louisiana boys to come train with us. I told them I would take them on a tour of my area and
Israel's in Florida, huh? Or is it
Well,
New York?
California is this team. I'm also
Oh,
in
okay,
Florida
okay,
and New York as well. But you know,
okay.
my home team and my main dude from number one, from day one, he was on the table. He got me into the sport with you know, he trains under the legend Eric Waffel is where he began, which
Yeah.
that was the best left hand on the planet in the 90s. And he's been trained since 16 with him. And you know, anytime, you know, we
Yeah, I've
got a
seen
big
that
dude or
with
anything, that's
I've
my
seen that
answer.
with
That's
Uncle
my
John.
nuke bomb is my man Israel over here, and he has some crazy wins, man. This is him going against Uncle John in Vegas and all, and you
Oh, I
know,
watched that, buddy. I watched that one. That's where I
yeah,
found out Uncle John was a beast. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know Uncle John was good like that.
Yeah, look at
oh
that.
yeah,
He had me on the ringer right there. I underestimated him bad that first round.
Yeah, I did too. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was gonna totally destroy Uncle John. I didn't know Uncle John. I didn't do no research.
Yeah, most
Before.
people don't think he's that serious, but he's a serious arm
Yeah, I'd
wrestler,
love
man.
to pull him and you one day though. You know what I mean? At least in practice, you know, see how
Hell
good
yeah,
that
I am.
man. Hell yeah.
this is somebody you want to get some experience with, Cole. This dude is like, you know, I'm telling you, bro, every single person in California knows Israel. Now, I'm even talking about all the elite guys. I'm talking, you know, Travis and Toddzilla. You know, I have them all come hang out at the house, and whenever they meet Israel and they get on a table, they never forget him. And the first thing when they see me is they always ask how my boy Israel is doing, because I mean, this dude is the real deal. And we were just about to get him out there. You know, he was just going to
Yeah.
start traveling around the country with me, and you know, I was going to help him out getting some big matches, and then you know, he had to go through the surgery, which I think you actually were hurt here, bro. This was at the beginning of when you noticed something was going on in the shoulder.
Yeah,
Look at
after
that.
that day, dude, yeah, I was definitely hurt after that day. I
That
pulled
last
for
hit
like
right there
5
was
hours straight that day.
beautiful. You had that hook locked in and just raw.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a good spot
Pop
for me
right
right
through the
there.
hook.
yeah, he's an absolute beast. But Cole, I want to hear, brother, what's the plans, man? Because I know you said you're a year and 8 months in. What's the plans? You know, where can we see you in the next like 2-3 years? Like, what are you doing? Is this a hobby to you? Are you trying to be one of the best in the country? Like, what's the
Yeah,
goals?
I didn't fell in love with it. I've always been a strong arm wrestler, like in school and all, growing up and all. And I wish I'd have found this sport when I was younger. I'd be something right now. I know I would, but you know, I still got time. I see them guys in their 50s. So, my plan right now, I'm like you said, a year and 8 months in. I'm Hunter Knobs really gave me some inspiration. I think is he 3 years or 5 years in? Anybody
I'm
know?
not sure, to be honest. I know
Well,
we had
he
him
just
on a while
blew
back.
up, and you know, I'm pretty sure everything just clicked for him. You know, and he's almost on his confidence thing, and I like how he did it. Now, and now his confidence is soaring, and he's only been in 3 to 5 years, and he's unbeatable. So hopefully that's my trajectory. As far as that, I'm not sure if I could stay in the super heavyweights at right at 6 foot with my shoes on.
Yeah.
So you might see me in 242 in about 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
know.
bro, where are you at right now? You are a big boy, dude. What's your weight at these days?
320, 325.
Wow. Okay, man. He's a big boy.
Yeah, I got
Um,
big, you know, I got big bones and all. I'm a big dude and all. So we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna force myself, but I keep dropping weight. Since I started a year and 8 months ago, I was 387 pounds when I stepped on the table for the first time.
wow.
So I've lost that much just training, you know, and I'm very passionate about things I do, you know. So
We got
I'm in
somebody
it,
trying
man.
to get in here. I know Sal was trying to get in, and it keeps saying his device is not connected. And then another name just came up on the screen, and it was Angie, but they went off. So if that's you under Angie's account or something.
Oh, that's Angie. That's my wife. I don't know what she's,
Oh,
but she's right behind me. So
okay. Well, it's Sal. I don't know. You're up on the screen, but it says your device is not connected, so I can't get you on. So if you're trying to come on, brother, you got to try something else. Maybe leave the room and then come back in. But I'd love to have you come on as well, man. Sal's
yeah, he wants to.
he's part of the crew.
Yeah, he said he'll pull Israel when he's ready.
Yeah, well, we're gonna need like I think Israel. We need like 6 months or so before you're gonna be
Israel's
active
got about
right
30
away.
matches lined up by now too. I've been watching the show, so I already know everybody that comes on here. That's a super heavyweight. It's like I'll pull him.
But I want to make mention of your guys' team, man. You know, I've always said this about the Louisiana boys. You know, I've been around them all. You know, Craig Toulier, Rob Karstendik. You know, like even the lighter weight guys. You know, I was part of the Louisiana State Champions. I helped John Breida and Chop. I was promoting their event, and also I got to go hang out with everybody. And you know, I got this crazy house down there, and we threw this huge after party, and I kind of got to know all Louisiana. And I've always said this about these guys: these dudes are one of the toughest crews there are, you know, the whole state. You know, I think it's in the water down there. It might be the crawfish they're eating and all, but these guys, even the lightweights guys, bro, they walk around and their chest is out, bro. You look at these guys too long, they're fighting you. I mean, these guys remind me of my New York
guys over here are the worst.
Yeah, no. So I knew kind of what kind of people we're dealing with, and then I also know that this crew in particular, is like the 300-pound crew, bro. Each guy in them.
Never happened in Louisiana, so this is something new that's never happened. You know, Craig Toulier, everybody's still chasing him in Louisiana. He is the strongest man in Louisiana, and nobody can beat that man in Louisiana.
But
so it's him my props, because that is a very impressive. Even
that's
all
the legend.
Nobody could beat him. You know what I mean?
That's the legend. But, you know, another one that's from you guys that I got to hang out with all the time, and me and Travis were, you know, there was a good 2 years where every month we were pretty much over in Shreveport at the casinos over there. We were hanging out with a bunch of the oil guys. And, you know, one of our buddies that we teamed up with was Barry Bourne. He'd be picking us up. He was our driver around. And, you know, Cole and Barry were originally going to have a match. You know, things fell through with AWU and all that and all. That's a long story there. But I also knew Barry, and he came good friends with us. And Barry's same mindset, you know, with the chest out and tough dude and all. So I knew what Palmer was in for, and I don't think Palmer realized the crew that these guys got. And,
yeah, he did. He had no idea. But you see that guy right there, Christian Moore. He's the guy to beat in Louisiana right now. If you're
was that the referee? That was
that's the referee, man. He I can't touch him yet.
Oh, I seen that, bro. He got on, and
he was just wore out. We can go back and forth a little bit, but when he walks in, boy, that dude's got some power, man.
Side pressure just straight to the pin, like nobody was even there.
Him and Sal been arm wrestling together for 11 years with Matt Chop.
Oh wow. Yeah,
amateur team, guys.
Wow.
I go to a practice with Grant Bundy. He's been arm wrestling for 30 years. Grant Bundy, Kyle Abear, and them guys, they win everything in the South. Grant Bundy,
Sal,
198 left hand, just a monster.
Sal, you said you're connected now, bro. It's saying the same thing. It's saying your mic is not connected. It says they will need to connect their mic or cam before you could add them to the stream. You know,
this was my first tournament, guys.
Oh wow.
This is my first tournament. I won left and right hand amateurs in this one. That's Richard Cogburn. He's a bad dude.
Wow. So guys, I just want you guys to get these guys on the radar, man. You know, they're local boys and all, but they're trying to get out there, and you know, they got a legit team. They're all super heavyweight guys. So if you guys are feeling spicy or whatever, and
we are, man.
Here we go. We got my man on here right now. Hold on. We got Sal in the room, bro. What's up, Sal? How you doing, bro?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing great, bro. Doing great. So Sal's on 98 a lot. He comes things out with us. And you're echoing over there, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh, bro, that's from is that Louisiana State?
That's belt? My daughter's belt, bro. She won.
Oh shit. I actually have a picture with two of those. You know, when I promoted the event, I put them over my shoulders and I took some pictures and I had it on my profile pic. I love that belt, bro. That's what I want one of those so bad one day.
I don't understand why everybody in America don't show up to Louisiana State to try to claim this thing. Because they are cool, bro.
You got to get through BJ Patakis, right?
That's put this nowhere. This is freaking 50 pounds.
Jesus. Yeah, they're official belts. And who's the super heavyweight that owns that? Is it BJ?
BJ has it right now, yeah.
Yeah, BJ's the king over there.
BJ, I think BJ has right hand, and Richard Cogburn has right hand last year, and Christian Moore has left hand.
Yeah.
Very nice. And guys, if you got to see BJ at he was at Knuckles Up, and I also threw BJ a big super match in Oklahoma. He went against the big giant over there, Matt Santori, who they both broke my scale, bro. I remember that Matt got on there and he was 400 plus, and he literally broke my scale that it wouldn't work the rest of the day and kind of put us in a position and over there. But that was an amazing match. We had them on the prelim card. That was on the Friday night. That was actually before Saturday. We did it in a big stadium. It was the LA Dodgers minor league team, and we did it at home plate. And it was Austin Jaggers against Lachlan Adair. I flew Lachlan in from Australia, and they had a big battle. And Lachlan got the win that day. And then he actually went against the mascot. And we had the whole stadium was filled because there was a baseball game going right on after that. So we had like 1,000 people in the stadium cheering it on, and it was on the big screen, and the actual local news had it on the news and talking about it. And we threw a big tournament. I think there was like 350 entries at the tournament and all. And just the talk on that as well. Italia Arm Wrestling Promotions is coming back in 2025. You know, I got the bug again. I'm going to be throwing 4 events. We're working out where the locations are. I'm thinking Oklahoma is going to be one of them. I talked with Knuckles Up guys. We're going to make some of them an Arnold's qualifier and all that. So guys, keep your ears out, man. Italia Arm Wrestling Promotions is coming back. It's been like 2 years since I thrown an event. Just for you guys that are new in the sport and all, you know, I did win Promoter of the Year in the world for 2021, man. I was everywhere. I mean, we literally threw, I think it was 54 events. Me and Travis got together. We were just every 2 months we had one in. I was flying people all over the world, bringing them in and everything, and dropping major money into the sport. And you know, I kind of burnt myself out. I think we did so many events. It was all during COVID when nobody was doing anything, and I just felt like this responsibility to keep arm wrestling going. And I just, wherever the states would allow it to happen, we were throwing matches. And me and Travis together were just an amazing team. And you know, I was in charge of setting all the super matches and just getting people in there. And you know, I kind of was just, I needed a break from it. I wanted to go focus on arm wrestling myself and all. And you know, I did that, and now it's just I want to do it again, you know. So four events definitely going to be going down. We're searching for some amazing venues. The thing that I look to do is I want something original. I look for, you know, like as far as stadiums, doing it at home plate, you know, I want stuff that's next level that, you know, people don't really see on a regular basis. And you know, we'll set up some great super matches, and we're going to really focus on throwing some kick-ass tournaments, man. And we're looking for big populations of pullers and all that. That was me in San Francisco. You know, we bring the table. Me and Israel will go down into the city, and you know, we just try getting all new eyes on the sport. We had I think it was like 60 kids that came and seen the table, and they just lined up and wanted to, you know, test themselves out. It was just an amazing day of pulling.
Bro,
yeah, what's up, bro?
You didn't see my Mardi Gras pulling?
No, I didn't see that one.
And I set up a table in the middle of the streets and for Mardi Gras over here in Homa.
Oh my God.
And it's really big over here, you know. That's a big thing. And I was just pulling all kind of people. You can look on my YouTube channel. It's right now with a Z at the end, Arm Wrestling.
Okay.
But I got like a 40-minute video, and I got a bunch of shorts too. I got the whole thing cut into where I'm arm wrestling everybody, and yeah, it was cool, man.
So we were over by Bourbon Street. We were with the actual Chicago Bears. It was me and Travis, and I think the week before we were at the LA game, and then we left right from there. We took a plane right over to New Orleans, and a bunch of my crew from New York showed up, Travis and all the oil guys, and you know, we went out and we partied for the week, and then we went to the Saints versus the Chicago Bears, and you know, Tyson was playing over there and all. You know, I got to experience New Orleans, and that is one of the places that, you know, I got my logistics guy, that's Matt Craig from Texas. You know, he's kind of in charge of finding me the venues and all. The dude's got a gift with doing stuff like that, and he keeps pushing. He really wants New Orleans, and you know, knowing you guys now, and you guys added me into your crew and all that on the chat, so that is definitely one of the possibilities that we're looking into. And the only thing that I need help with is, since we're not located in these locations around the country, is I just need the resources, somebody that could supply some tables, some local referees and all, course certified and all that. But if you guys are interested, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and just kind of, if you're interested in, helping us out, throwing one of the 4 events in your state, and you got a lot of pullers locally, or I like to find like in the middle of the country where, like we do like one middle state where 4 or 5 states can make the drive, and that's kind of what we're famous for. And then the other thing that I do is I make it into a weekend thing. I do one day we have the event, and then the next day we'll have like a big party. We have the big after pull. I usually rent like a mansion out, and we go big, bro. Like all the pullers get their own house, like that are in the super matches, and then we have a party house just for we literally bring the whole tournament back there, and we set up like 4 or 5 tables, and I'm telling you, bro, it's some next level houses that we get. And one of these houses, it had a whole hidden upstairs, so you would pull a book down, and the next thing, the whole bookcase would slide over to the side, and you would go upstairs, and it was like a whole nother wing of the house. And we had a bonfires outside, and we set up 4 tables out there. That one we had Justin Bishop, we had Corey West, part of that. Todd Zilla was there. That was Corey versus Todd Zilla match. And then it was Justin Bishop and who I forgot who he went against. Bill Logston. We had him. That was another great super match and all. But we really go big time with this shit. So guys, just keep your ears out, man. I'm gonna keep everybody posted. I said, come January is when I'm getting real focused back with myself and arm wrestling, and that's when I'm gonna start planning out these 4 events and all that. So hit me up if you guys are interested in helping me out with that. I'll definitely be in touch with the Louisiana boys, and if you guys are interested in throwing something, and we got a big population down there, I definitely would be open to that. And I just need to know the schedules of what other events are going on, because I do not want to step on anybody's toes. But it's a great thing we got coming up with Grondin and all. We're making the round table where all the organizations will be in chats every month, and we'll be doing the Zoom talk. So I'll definitely be bringing it up on that as well. But yeah, guys. So I know, Cole, that you got something coming up. I know you're pulling November 2nd. They got the big AWU event. I know you guys got some big matches. I know that the whole Louisiana crew's rolling up there with you and all. So kind of fill us in with, who you pulling over there. Sal, if you got a match, let us know about that.
I'll be pulling Wiggles. James Cody Winland is his name.
That dude's a beast, bro.
I've seen some of his videos. He looks pretty good, He's been growing. He's been doing good, everybody says, I really think I have about a 80% chance. I just think I got more natural strength than he does. And
yeah, I got to tell you though, bro, he's been, since day one, he's been taking these matches that you're just like, holy shit, bro. He has no fear. This dude, he goes against the elites. I think he's got a big match coming up against one of the legends in the sport. I can't remember his name. I think he's like 60.
That's Tucker's the senior, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been around from Texas. He's been there for a long
Tucker's
time.
Senior, I believe, and then my friend
Lindley Keating. Talking about Lindley, huh?
Lindley Keating. That's it.
Keating, I'm sorry, not Tucker. Keating.
I should have knew that name, man. I've been to a lot of Texas events, and that dude is one of the stars and a legend. He's been around for many years.
Long time. Yeah, he's been around a long time.
But yeah, sure. they so far they've underestimated me. I haven't been in very long, but I'm doing pretty good. So then I got a right hand match now, and I think I hope this is his name, Jason Hernandez. Y'all heard of him? He's a newer guy. He's only been pulling 6 months to a year, I think.
Where's he out of?
Texas.
Okay, very nice. What area of Texas? Do you know what part?
No, I don't know much about it. Let me make sure I got his name right and look it up real quick. But anyways, if I run through them guys, it's gonna make me look real good beating Palmer, beating Cody, James, Cody, Wiggles, they call him, and then beating this guy, Jason. He looks really good though. Really, really big. Like he's naturally strong like me, you know, if he's only been in like 6 months.
I'm also interested to hear. I know you've been feeling a little spicy, man, and you were telling me you had some sort of call out that you were, you wanted to call somebody out and all.
Man, I don't really want to call the guy out like any kind of disrespectful. I've just been seeing him online. He's got a lot of Facebook posts doing some really cool stuff. His name's Logan Bittinger, and he's new in the game, and I think we should get together and pull, right or left or both or either one. If it takes a little bit of money, we can do that or whatever,
All right, so Logan, if you're listening or somebody knows Logan, please, let him know that Cole's calling him out in a respectful way.
Yeah, because I'm not. As long as he stays respectful, I'm respectful. But I like what he's doing. He posts a lot of lifts, so if we do get a match going on, we could start posting lifts and have a competition before the match. You know what I mean? Have some good. And he's so spicy. He's a young guy. He's really strong. He's doing a lot of pull-ups, and I think he held 5 bags of concrete in his hand in one of the videos, and they stacked 5 100-pound bags of concrete, and he held it up. It was pretty cool, man. He's a strong guy.
Wow. And this is from AWU. This is one of their venues. These guys, they're a bit wild guys. A lot of crazy stuff goes on in these chats, and, they never stop. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. These guys are talking shit to each other, going back and forth. And, sometimes the chat gets a little too wild, but, from it, we get a lot of good matches. And, they throw 1 or 2 events a year. David Kotlow is behind that. So want to make mention of that. And they got their event coming up November 2nd, and I was at the last one, AW4. It was a great time over there. I just it's a fun, it's different, it's not, they're not like all professional serious take. It's I kind of joke with them and call them the arm wrestling circus, but they do like 20-30 super matches, and it's just a blast to go, man. It's just you have a few drinks, talk some shit with your boys. Each crew comes from all different areas, and you guys just you bang away, and then you got the big after pull, which you had all this shit talking all year round. So when you finally get to see these guys in person, some of these guys got some real animosity to each other. So, it's definitely a good time, but I don't think they really understand what's going to roll up there, man. This Louisiana crew, bro, this is like I'm saying, the 300-pound plus crew to get in there. And these dudes are rolling in deep. They're hungry. And I know there's been a lot of shit talking going on about them and all. So I think these guys are coming there. They're rolling deep, so to say, man. So it's going to be fun to watch.
And put some arms down onto the pad, anybody that wants
I can't believe how many people got involved, man. I mean, I got a call from Carlisle, and he was like, "Hey, you want a ref?" I was like, "I'm down, ref." I didn't realize Christian was going. I know you had a few matches. Before you know it, a couple guys and Holman got involved, and then a couple guys in Baton Rouge got involved. Before you know it, we're rolling in 8, 9, 10 people deep. It's gonna be interesting.
10, I think.
Yeah, so guys, definitely check out this event when it gets closer. I'll let you guys know where you could see it all.
That guy's name's Jacob Hernandez.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely want to
really
see
big,
about
really
this guy.
guy,
Oh, guys, this was a good one. I was right here. I think I'm probably right standing. That's Nanya's dad. So this is Nanya. This is Clinton Pickering right here. Clinton is another great pull. He's going to be pulling that crazy dude Eric Harlan. That he's kind of controversial. He said some dropped the N-word a couple times on the 98 podcast. So it's kind of fitting that Clinton's going to go and handle that work that day. And there's a little animosity going on with that, but I expect a good match. But Nanya is one of the stars with these guys over there. I think he took on, I think it was like 4 or 5 super matches at this event, and he ran through everybody that day. It was very exciting. I was there. That was before our match, so I'm there talking shit to him the whole time, and me and him are just going back and forth at it and all. And definitely you could see all the people there, and I had a lot of money on the line. Each match I was betting on this shit, and I think I came with a couple $1,000 in my pocket, and I just was, I think I won with Hunter Knopf came in there, and he went against the star of Texas, and every single person had the money on the Texas guy, and I was the only one that really knew Hunter's level. And I just went around the whole room, and I'm like, I'll put 100 here, 100 there. Before you know it, I got like $700-800 on it, and Hunter did what Hunter does, bro, and he ran through every. So I walked away a very happy man that day. It was a great time. But yeah, that's my man Julian right there. He's the down ref. He's they call him the Psycho, and he's another great puller. And he used to be an ex-MMA guy. He's got a lot of energy when he pulls too. So, and they got some official reffing. They guys know that's Cody Bird. He's an official referee. He takes this for real. I think he's trained by like Leonard and Sean Hancock, and he might be
all our state matches.
Yeah, I think he's a senior certified ref. So, these guys, they do it right, man. And, it's all super matches, no tournament or nothing. And like I said, it's 20, 30 super matches there.
Well, they got 40 this time, Paul. They got like 40, 45 this time, something like that.
Oh, you know what it is? These guys take on like 4 or 5 a day, because they each put money on it and all. And Palmer was one of the dudes that I think he had $11,000 on the line that day. And now Cole has put him into retirement, so to say, right now. So he told everybody he's not coming and that they could all go screw themselves. But I think they have some money in escrow. I think there's like $1,700 that Dave Cotlow's holding, and I think if he does not show up, he will be forfeiting that money. So they do take things seriously. They all have written out contracts for each match with how much money's on the line and all. And so I joke with them, call them the circus and all, but these guys do it official, and it's entertaining, man. You got serious events like Knuckles Up that are like the top stage in North America and all, and then you got to have ones that are like this, and this is more dedicated to like the newer pullers, like amateur going into that pro class, but they do have some pros in there. We got Sal, you're pulling in there. You're an OG in the sport, right?
Actually, no. I'm actually going down to down ref. The biggest issue for me is, we toyed with a couple ideas.
Can't find nobody.
We just lost. I think we lost him. Yeah, we lost him right there.
Yeah. What he was about to say is we couldn't find nobody to pull him. So
yeah, see, that's the thing, guys. If you guys are listening and you're super heavy, they lacked. Here we got Sal. He's back.
Yeah, I want to go forward, right? So me and Tucker Keaton kind of toyed the idea of pulling. Tucker's great in Texas, right? And I have nothing negative to say in regards to him, but I think my last win, I came off a really good win during the Super 64, and I think I want somebody of that caliber again, right?
So guys, if you're listening right now and it's you guys feel like you got something for these big boys, because that is the one class that they lack with the AWU crew. It's a lot lighter dudes. They do need some super heavies. If Israel was healed up, man, I would have been jumping on a plane with him going over there. And then I got to say some funny thing here. I got to put you guys on. So Nanya, it gets wild at this event and all. So Nanya's dad, he's ex-cop and all, and he now runs a security firm. So they thought it'd be funny to come with like an army of security guys, because they knew I was rolling up, and me and Nanya were, we were really going at each other. Nobody knew what was they expect. This was the first time we're meeting in person. We went out to dinner the night before, and me and him are face to face going at each other, like people were getting a little nervous, like what's gonna happen. So he rolls up with 3 monsters, bro. Like I'm talking with guns, full uniform. I mean, they all had tasers. They had this one dude that's wearing a bulletproof vest. He has his tasers here. He has the hands on the tasers the whole time. This dude was like stone cold. Like, this dude is waiting for somebody to get out of line. By the end of it, I'm friends with all of them. And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm paying these dudes off in Twinkies. And, Nanya, I took your security crew from you and all. But what I wanted to say from this is they don't realize these Louisiana boys are double the size of their security, bro. So that security crew, they better come with a lot more dudes than that, because these guys roll up there, bro. These are the new bouncers, and they're taking over this land or whatever. So,
Yeah, I didn't want to say it like that, but when they see us walk in, we're gonna be thick, and there's gonna be a lot of us.
Oh yeah, man. So I just wanna say, guys, if you guys want to get part of this AWU, hit up Dave Kotlow. If you guys feel spicy and you want to take on one of these big dudes, Sal's always looking. I know they got a bunch of other big dudes that wouldn't mind that match either. So hit them up. Let's see if we could get these guys some super heavyweight matches. And yeah, just
anybody around 3 years and under, they feel like they the man right now, and they feel like they on that upward trajectory. I'd like a super match with them because I feel like I'm the man and I'm on that upward trajectory. So we need to have a super match,
Hell yeah. So yeah, definitely hit us.
You're over 3 years, your tendons are going to be way more developed, and I don't feel like it's even worth me trying to warm up to beat anybody over 3 years,
Yeah, well, let's see what's happening, man. And Sal, I've watched Sal, and Sal's the real deal, OG in the sport. So we're gonna need somebody on another level for him. But yeah, if you guys are interested, and then you guys got that referee dude. That dude, I just was watching, and I was so impressed, man. He was just like wang wang, just going right through everybody and all. I wish, damn, Israel, bro. I wish you were healed up, bro, because I'd love to bring you over there, but maybe the next one, man. I want to get these guys out. I told you guys in the chat, man. This crew's a fun crew, man. You guys are invited out by my area and all. We'll show you guys a great weekend. Show you around town where it all begun. There's so many different spots that just being part of arm wrestling, you guys would appreciate it. We got the arm wrestling statue. It's known worldwide. People flying from all over. I've had almost every elite puller come to visit and all. And I used to ride the limo bus, and I would take a tour, and I had everything printed out, and I'd bring you to like 5 different spots, and I'd read down the history, and you kind of it's just amazing to see, and it's one of those things you'll never forget. And then I end my tour, we go to this famous bar called the Hideaway, and that's where it all started back in the end of the 60s, and they have the official trophy from the world still there, and it's up on this big shelf. And when I come in there, everybody in town knows me as the famous arm wrestler and arm wrestling promoter. And they bring down the trophy for me, and they clean it off, and everybody takes pictures, and the whole bar is just packed with people, and anybody in our area knows about the history of arm wrestling. And most of these guys been living here like 4 or 5 generations in, so it's like a big thing over here. I've been on all the local radio stations.
How do you pronounce that town?
Petaluma, California is where it all is. Yeah, so definitely come out sometime.
I got an uncle that lives in northern California.
Yeah,
so
yeah, we're like 45 minutes north. We're 45 minutes north of San Francisco, right next to Oakland. It's pretty much the same distance and all. But anybody in there, that you're all invited to come out, and like I said, we'll throw a huge practice. And, everybody usually comes from Oregon, Washington. They'll drive in when I throw these big practices and all. We'll go over to a local park, and we'll have a good time and all that. So you guys are always welcome to come through there. Yeah, that's the famous statue right there, Bill Soberanis. And what the funny story is cool. A couple of our team members are related to Bill Soberanis, and they're part of the team. They hold the last name, and they roll with us as well. So there's a lot of history over here.
Original blood.
So definitely show you guys around and all. But yeah,
Paul, is it his son or his grandson that's on our team?
It's I think
that's his nephew, right?
Nephew. Yeah, the father is the nephew, and then whatever that would make the son and all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and
Israel, what are you weighing, man?
Right now, nothing, man. After this injury, I just dropped out, so I'm unranked. But I'm looking to jump back in. I really don't care about anything other than. I'm still a super right now. I'm at 270.
What's the extent to your injury to your hand?
Right now it's just my arm's just kind of useless. I tore my labrum off the bone where the bicep connects, where the bicep tendon connects. So
he's in a sling right now.
Up here.
No, by the shoulder.
Yeah, I was that comment you were saying regards with Christian, the guy reffing that match during him. I mean, personal opinion, I think Christian's a little much for him, but I'll be interested in taking a match with you.
Absolutely, man. Once I get healed up, I'm definitely interested.
So just so you guys know where he was at, he was right behind Derek Smith and Mega Mike. He was the guy that would go back and forth with Tom Nelson. Tom Nelson, even though he's not a official super heavyweight, Tom Nelson was, I think number 2 in the state. Him and Derek, fought for the King of California, and then right behind him is Israel. And Israel walks around normally at like 308 I think it was like 300 to 308 was his weight. And he's a little Sherman tank, dude.
How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay, like about the same.
He's like me.
Yeah. But really good puller. You got to imagine, what those tendons got to be like. Started at 16 years old, world class, trained.
Oh yeah, I've been watching him for a long time, man. Mad respect.
Well, that's what.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's
You
why
too.
he said that about Christian, though. He's been pulling for like 11 years, and he's up to like 355 right now, and he's on a tear. I think he's about to do some crazy stuff. So watch out for him.
Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming on. I know I've been on for quite some time. I got to get some food in me. I feel like I'm shrinking as we're talking. I need some protein and shit. But
Paul, thank
guys,
you so much. I'm a big fan of this show.
Thanks,
It's the
Paul.
best
Appreciate y'all.
wrestling show in the world.
Where can everybody,
boys.
before we go, where can they get in touch with you guys? I know you got a YouTube.
98 Louisiana.
That's another thing. He's got the group. He's in charge. They just started like a month ago. The 98's got their all the states on lock with the groups, and Sal is now like the moderator, administrator for the 98 Louisiana group.
He's
So
the administrator. I'm the moderator.
look at these guys.
Yeah, Paul. Real quick, what we're trying to do is, man, right? Louisiana's so big, right? So we have about 4 or 5 different teams already. So the idea is that I can have Cole be a moderator for his group out in 3 hours away. I could be a moderator for my group here. I already got Seth Evans, a moderator for his group out in Monroe in that area. And then hopefully in the future, maybe I'll get Carl Segan or maybe Craig to be a moderator on their group. So
hell yeah. And then in your guys' area, just so you know, man, we're connected. I'm an official broker for VitaCell stem cell therapy. And actually, my good friend who's actually owner, he's originally from Jersey, but he's right over in Monroe. But anyways, we could get you guys hooked up with some serious discounts. So if you guys ever need some stem cells, we'll get you hooked up. And then also just for everybody on the East Coast, we already got the affiliations over in Florida and all, but I'm about to be opening up something in New York. So, guys, if you guys need anything like that, hit me up. I get you guys some serious discounts with VitaCell stem cells. And that's the one that, Devin and Jerry and John Brezink and everybody got healed up. And I mean, it's just amazing stuff. I've got to see everybody for the last 2 years getting healed up. I really, truly believe in it. And, I won't get behind anything that I don't know really works. And I've watched all the miracles. So that's why I'm going to be opening up something in New York. But anywhere in this country, I could get you hooked up. We got affiliates everywhere, also in Las Vegas. And, I think we even got something in North Cal and also, guys, hit me up if you guys want that stem cell treatment as well. And thank you again, Louisiana boys, for coming on. And always a pleasure with my Arm Wrestling Buzz crew. Thank you guys for holding it down. And let's see that gun show, baby. Oh, yeah. Yo, Matt, don't hurt nobody with those peaks over there, bro.
That's it, man. We got to go with the split.
Hell yeah.
It's all in the hand, baby. It's all in the hand.
Hell yeah. Well, have a great night, everybody, and everybody in the chat. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Have a good night, Paul. Have a good one, brother.